and the team.
Cost of living crisis. What's causing the algal bloom?
Questions. They've never been more important. So the one thing we'll never question is our duty to keep asking. ABC News. Keep asking.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season.
On ABC Sport.
AFL. On ABC Radio.
On digital. And ABC Listen.
Look for the AFL button.
The bright lights of the Gold Coast set the stage for this annual July holiday blockbuster, while the home side remains mired in its worst losing streak since 2019. But Macrae's Magpies might just be starting their own climb after back-to-back wins. They've shown the best of themselves against quality opposition in tight games, which they haven't got on the correct end of necessarily. But one gets the feeling they sense the opportunity for a road win here. It's all ahead of us here on ABC Sport at Carrara for our Saturday twilight offering. Will it be those bright lights, or does the dimmer switch continue to darken over the Suns' prospects of back-to-back finals appearances? Great you can join us as round 17 rolls on. The Suns and the Pies just moments away here. Brett Sprigg is my name. Michael Price will call the action alongside me. We'll head to Jess Stewart on the boundary very shortly. And in case you missed it, a debutant each for either side tonight. Dylan Patterson, the still 18-year-old rugby league convert, Gold Coast, one of their top picks, of course. Zeke Ewan was the top one. He was the number 5, Dylan Patterson, in last year's draft out of their academy. And Liam Puncher, the less conventional path to an AFL debut. 22 years of age, mid-season rookie out of Sydney's academy via both Sturt and Woodville, West Torrens in the SANFL, becomes an AFL Magpie tonight here at Carrara. Scott Pendlebury is a late out, withdrawn this morning due to calf soreness. Angus Anderson comes back in for the Pies. Let's get a few final thoughts from our ABC Sport analysts here. Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis.
Whitey, you go first.
Dylan Patterson, tell us about him.
Yeah, Dylan Patterson, out of the academy, he's quick. He'll get the ball, he'll go. I think one of the things I've been really looking for him for this year is his defensive attack on the ball, and last week he had 12 tackles, so he's earned his spot. There's no questions about that. But he's a great under-18s carnival, comes through, and he'll definitely take the game on, and that's what they need, a little bit of speed. They lost Rioli off the back of the half-back flank. Dylan Patterson's been playing there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they throw him down there with Noble at some point. But big game for both sides. I think the pressure's all on the Suns, looking for some of their players to sort of lift. The Baileys, even Petrarca, who's had a great year, but they need that lift. They need the lift around the contest if they're to win this game, because there's a lot of good players in that Collingwood side.
We actually just saw Patterson just doing some shallow runs to the Suns as they warm up before we start the game. He destroyed them. Yeah. He was like chalk and cheese, and he's 18. I'm looking forward to seeing him play tonight. That said, it's funny what you're saying though, White. Your stars have to play well. No matter who you are, what team you are, your top 6 players need to be getting the ball and dominating the play most of the quarters for the whole game. We haven't seen Rao play well enough. They're missing Bella. They've got stars that they need. King to get up and kick some goals. They need their good players, including Petrarca, who was down last week, to start getting his hands on the ball. So creative. And if we see that, I don't know if it's going to be a very easy game for Collingwood. They love travelling. They love going away. They're always good to watch away from home. This will be one that they all said. They had the big, both the Suns had the big circle on. Oh, here's Collingwood, they're coming up. And Collingwood are like, let's go to the Sunshine State. Let's get some warmth and get a win.
Well, how's the crowd going now, Waka? It's filling up.
Oh, yeah.
It's finally filling up. It was hard to get in on my motorbike, can I say, as I went past everyone, because the crowds were getting stuck in. But as we saw what was that? Oh, yeah, the fireworks are going off. But there'll be fireworks today.
In case you missed it, by the way, Melbourne beat Hawthorn by 35 points in Launceston. The Giants have just beaten Fremantle by
That's a good
that margin of... what's happened here? Why is this? They've beaten them by 21 points. Let's head boundary side here at Carrara and say a big hello to Jess Stewart. G'day, Jess.
Hello. Yes, it's a little bit cooler at ground level this afternoon. It says 19, but feeling about 14. Just to give context, Will Powell in a long sleeve Guernsey, which you don't see very often here on the Gold Coast, but a great crowd filling in, and we'll keep an eye on that crowd record. As you said, they're all against Collingwood games. It's about 24,000 that they need to break that attendance record here.
Yeah, it'll be in a long sleeve zone.
It does have event quality here, this July holiday fixture every year. The Gold Coast Suns and the Collingwood Magpies. By the way, Jake Tringer kicked 7 goals for the Giants against Freo at Canberra. So there you go. Our all eyes and ears are on Carrara Stadium here on the Gold Coast. Michael Price on ABC Sport.
Ned Moyle gets over the top of Cameron. It bounces back into the big man's arms. He dribbles it to centre half forward. Nicely picked up by Houston for the Pies. Sweeping handball forward to De Goey. He runs to the logo commentary wing. Handball to Lipinski. His kick was semi-cut off there by Noble. Crisp got involved. And ball stuck underneath the pair of them. 70 from goal at left half forward for Collingwood. Nice crowd just filtering in. Moyle got it back down to Tuke Miller. His handball ended up with Rowell. Backwards to Anderson, or backwards to Murray. Put him under pressure. A really good tackle by Lockie Schultz. 55 metres out at left half forward for the Pies.
4 goals for Lockie Schultz last week. His best effort as a Magpie, equal best effort, goes deep, 50.
That's a free
and now
kick.
Membry got a free kick.
Yeah.
Hand over the shoulder there from Mac Andrews. So Membry directly in front at full forward for the first goal of the night.
It was a good kick by Schultz because the Suns are trying to fight back, but he just got it in there really quick, top of the goal square. Just never know, and it just puts it in a dangerous position.
Mac's just not strong enough just yet to take on guys who are that stocky and that strong in memory. Oh, this is like a putt from, I don't know, a couple of inches, Jeffrey.
I've seen guys miss from here.
Oh, I know they have, but you won't be missing this one.
2 goals, 2 last week. Tim Membry against the Tigers. Here he is for the first goal inside 60 seconds here at Carrara for the Magpies. Hot start for the Magpie Army. Membry on the board. 1 straight 6. The Suns yet to score. On ABC Sport, you're with All-Australian ruckman Jeff White and Brownlow medalist Jason Ackermanis.
The Goey out of the middle. He's been in super form, hasn't he, Posse? Yeah. Oh, he's just, that clearance out of that's the centre ball up is where it's going to be tonight. And particularly the clearances too. Rowell had it. It was a ball up on the half-forward flank, but just wasn't able to clear it in time.
A couple of years ago, it was in the off-season before the trade. I'm sitting at Craig McRae's house. We're watching the horses, as we usually do. And he said, what do you think of Schultz? I said, mate, he's a good player. He's very creative. And you know what I didn't notice and didn't know at that stage? How good he is on defence. He has taken his game to another level on defence. He's their best tackler, their best forward tackler. He's been even better. And they moved Ginnivan on and they got him, and I think they'll be pretty happy with that.
90 games at Freo, of course, for Lockie Schultz. Back with the Pies. We're into the middle. Moyle got it down to Anderson. Anderson by hand back to the big man Moyle. He puts it into the pocket. Looking for Walter. It was spoiled. Rove there by Long. Hard against the boundary. Handballed it back to Jai Murray. Picked it up on the arc. Tried to hook it back, but it just went wide. Out of bounds on the full in the left back pocket for the Pies. It's going to go to the debutant Liam Puncher.
Oh, what a name. Little fumbles. Just little things, Pricey, that they just could have just made that whole entry far easier.
Puncher on the kick in beyond offensive 50. Going up strong grab Buller. And he's paid the mark here at left half back for the Magpies. Only goal, only score of the game so far for Collingwood. And now De Goey. Hand pass. It does release Josh Dacos. Bursting off half back. Off here again now for Perryman. Put down the tackle.
That's a great
goes by hand back to Josh Dacos, and now McCreary has some work to do. Escapes the rail tackle, gets away from Noble, fires it back to Crisp, and Crisp centering ball to the corridor where it is marked by Houston. Just sort of the bullseye. Goes inside 4 to 50. Schultz a little too deep for him. Big spoil comes from Bodie Ewan out of bounds for a throw-in in the right forward pocket for the Magpies. 1 straight 6 Collingwood. The Suns still yet to score. 4 minutes played in the opening terms. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Interesting entry. Handball in probably that middle corridor, and then came back in and then went out the other side.
Yeah, Schultz got some separation there from Newland. Just overcooked the kick. Throw in. It's a scrap at ground level. It drops at the feet of both ruckmen. The ball dribbles outside the arc of 50, and Ned Long peels himself off the Carrara turf.
Yeah, I think Pricey, it's like, when it's hot, the golf ball goes further. Yeah, he's just not used to it yet, the big fella.
55 out from the Collingwood goal. Rowell slapped it into the path of his teammate in Anderson. Handball backwards to Christian Petrarca. Short of centre wing, he goes long. Frampton read it beautifully. Walter was engaged with Puncher, so Frampton floated across, took a nice defensive mark. He retreated inside 50 to Josh Dacos. He immediately gets it to left half back to find the former Giant in Perryman.
Perryman down the line to go. Busy early, marks on the broadcast swing. Speaking of busy, Josh Dacos. Last time these sides met had, 32 disposals, 2 goals, 1. He's involved early as well. Membry here turns it left, half forward. The first goal scorer of the game pops it towards full forward, 2-on-2, off hands into the behind post. Stoppage inside 50 coming up here for the Magpies.
The Suns haven't been able to stop their transitional football at the moment from Collingwood, so danger signs already.
Too sharp.
They're getting on the move, yeah.
Skills are good, yeah.
Cutting them up.
Crowd filling up here at Carrara, 20,000 plus expected. Cameron in the contest with Moyle. Then it comes to ground level. More 450 pressure there from Chris, this time on Powell. Hand pass comes to Tuke Miller, the former skipper. It's picked off now by Membry. Centering ball to find the target. Reaching for it. Great grab in the end by Harvey Harrison. That full stretch takes it 40 out directly in front.
Yeah, the no poise from the Suns, they look flat.
They just look
inside,
flat,
don't they?
It's okay. It's a long game, but...
It's a long game, but I'm just looking at body language at the moment from the Suns. They're uncharacteristic, just a throwaway hand pass there from Tuke Miller.
And you just notice with the Suns how good they are on tackling, and we haven't seen it yet.
Came back from the ACL after a couple of years away. In round 12, Harvey Harrison crosses the 50, connects with a right foot, drop punt. Couple of early goals for the Magpies. 2 straight 12. The Suns still yet to score. We've played 6.5 minutes in the opening term. Saturday footy ABC Sport with Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis.
Membry looked straight inside then. He knew that there'd be free players. Yep. Harrison's there, and weren't his teammates rap for him? Coming back, ACL, another goal. They ran from everywhere. It was like his first goal in AFL.
It was his first goal back, you're right, yeah.
But just no coverage there from the Suns to actually to pushing down. They're all standing at centre half back, and that's why there was an open space inside forward 50. But
Tuke Miller's better than that though. Tuke just coughed that up, just a handball for. Why wouldn't you kick it?
But even hand passed it back to the numbers. You got 10 and 2. You got players going to 10 and 2 in the vision. Just give it back and then be able to reset. But between the arcs, they haven't been able to get a turnover here, the Suns. So, in my opinion, danger signs already.
First 2 centre ball-up clearances went to Collingwood. Moyle got this one down into the path of Petrarca. Couldn't pick it up. Josh Dacos could. He turned it over. It was Rao. Got it back to Moyle. Tumbled it inside 50. Getting there first was Walter. He couldn't quite pick it up. Howe could for Collingwood. Handball to Nick Dacos. Then backwards to Frampton. He's in the right back pocket. He tries to extract the kick. Rao got in front, couldn't quite take the mark. Now it's a contest, still inside 50. Tackle Tuke Miller on his opponent there, Ned Long. Could have been holding the ball. At this time it is, and it's going to go to Collingwood. The local crowd don't like it, as Leonardo Lombard was taken by Howe.
Howe moves his kick towards the outer side in the path of De Goey. Also out there is Harvey Harrison. Gets there first. In fact, let it go for De Goey. His kick inboard now intercepted, though, by Powell.
There's a shank.
Bright red long sleeves. Very striking, that long sleeve.
But if he connected, remember he was by himself.
He was.
And half forward.
That with Tuke Miller through centre wing out of side. Short kick, Rowell. Contest coming late there was forced by Ned Long. Ball in dispute on the outer wing. Umpire says play on. First hands to it, Zeke Yuland, and now run between... toward the boundary line by Christian Petrarca.
They're on at the moment, the Pies.
So it's last touch Collingwood. It's with Houston at right half-back. Pies lead, 2 straight 12. Suns yet to score. Twisted away by Bodie Ewan. Regathered here by the Magpies. They go forward through Schultz, and now Harrison, 52 from goal. Pops it inside the arc, 1-on-1. Down there was Collins with Buller. And the umpire paying a free kick to go the way of the Gold Coast defender.
I thought that would have almost been a Shepherd.
It was got over the top of him.
Bit of a borderline, wasn't it?
And he was hugging him. He was great positioning, though, from Collins. He was out one-on-one. Scary when you're a defender.
Yeah, not much would scare Sam Collins, though, I dare say. He got it out to Mac Andrew in the pocket. Andrew went long, just short of centre wing on the outer side. Holman Rowe gave it to Zeke Yuland. His chip kick into the path of Jed Walter. Perfectly on centre wing on the outer side of Carrara. He turns and goes, but ill-directed kick. Darcy Cameron got there first for the Pies. It went through his hands. He was tackled there by King. Josh Dacos picked it up. Handball backwards now to Frampton. He goes even further back to find Maynard. Maynard to Ed Allen, who wanted to play on. Nobody really standing the mark. Maynard kept running and received the ball on the arc of 50 at left half back.
Ed Allen, son of your first AFL captain, Whitey.
Yes, Ben Allen. Yep.
It's with the goey at left half back here for the Magpies. And he's had now 5 disposals in this first 10 minutes. Comes boundary side and through the air. It's just going to be off hands for a throw-in.
A lot of first names, Whitey.
Dylan Patterson on for his first run. Number 30. And his first opponent, Josh Dacos.
Good
Welcome to the AFL.
It's probably a bit quicker than him.
A lot of first names, Tucker. So what? Ed Allen, Harvey Harrison.
Ben Allen. I mean, that one, just mix it up, boys.
Back in it comes, members side of Carrara, soccered forward by Josh Dacos. One famous last name in there. It'll come back to him. Collingwood's ball on the logo, western side. And comes inside forward 50. Buller controls the grab. 40 out directly in front for the Pies.
Great kick. I mean, that is a dead set 45 metre bullet. And he there was just enough hang time, Whitey, where Buller could jump into it. I know he sounds like a mountain, this boy, but he is a mountain. He's got strong hands too, and they've got confidence in him.
Another of those mid-season rookies. He was taken by the Sydney Swans a few years ago.
Looks a bit like Angry too. Just less Angry Anderson, that is, his teammate.
Buller now on Magpie. 2 goals against the Tigers last week. In he comes, no angle to speak of. Puts it out to the right, stays there. Minor score. Collingwood 2-1-13. The Suns are yet to score. 11 gone in the opening term. There's a assortment of first names in the Gold Coast side. So you've got the likes of Mac Andrew.
Yeah.
Joel Jeffrey.
Joel Jeffrey's a fair start. He just received in the right back pocket. Sam Collins. Still inside defensive 50. He looks to flare it left. Mac Andrew in the left back pocket, and the Pies have set up beautifully in front, so he's got to go that risky kick. Went to Powell in the long sleeves. He couldn't quite drag it in. Then at ground level, he goes back and repairs it. Gave the handball over the top there to Adensel. Adensel just beyond centre wing. He's back, the unicorn. It's Ethan Reid. Takes a nice mark. Chisels one to Ben Long. 60 out at left half forward. He wants to go forward quickly. Goes long towards the goal square. King tracking back. Okay. Walters, he's appealing to the umpire for a holding free kick. The umpire says, yes, Jed Walter, you can have that free kick at the top of the goal square. An opportunity for the lad from Palm Beach, Currumbin, to go back and kick the Suns' first goal.
He'll kick this, but he's dangerous one-on-one. He's so strong.
He comes in. Walter bangs it straight through. Suns are on the board. Collingwood 2-1-13 to the Gold Coast 1 straight 6. It's a 7-point ball game. We played 12 minutes of the first quarter on ABC Sport.
It was good work there by Ethan Reid, because the previous play, Darcy Cameron was behind the ball. He was able to get the intercept, and Moyle was sort of stuck at centre half forward. That time they actually used him, so he's got to be dangerous. If Darcy Cameron's going to play behind the ball, you've got to be dangerous. You've got to be able to lead up and be able to suck him out of that space that he tries to go into.
Yeah, that little hit up. It's funny, players, he is a local boy. He's playing at his local club in the AFL. It's a great story. But there's so much talk of Jed going elsewhere and then, obviously talking about contracts. And it wasn't until last year we see him in the AFL sprint, we go, boy, this guy's quick.
Wow.
He is quick. And this year you actually seen him use that. He's got strength, but that speed and everything else, he's dangerous one-on-one.
Kicked 2 of their 3 goals last week against Freo, Jed Walter. Restart back in the middle. First hands to it, Rao. Got some pressure from Cameron at ground level, and now Walter wrapped up.
And interesting, they put Jed Walter into the ruck instead of Ethan Reid, so they must be trying to protect his knee. That's where he's come back from injury from.
Makes sense.
Walter wrestles with Darcy Cameron. Then it comes to Nick Dacos, held by Miller. Free kick Collingwood.
That's a bit...
When you're trying to win the clearances, that's where a bit of a mismatch. That was a tap down from Darcy Cameron. Free kick, so got to be wary of that, the Suns.
Does go long inside forward 50. 3-on-2, reaching from the back. McStay comes to ground level. Runs around in defence here for the Gold Coast Suns. Tumble beyond defensive 50. Chopped off here at halfway again by Nick Dacos. Slips the tackle there of Ben Long. Loose ball pounced on by Josh Dacos. Little 1-2 punch with Darcy Cameron. And now just slides the kick out wide. Perryman off here again now for Ed Allen. Keeps it moving by hand. Here they go inside forward 50 again. The Magpies towards full forward. Membry up there, reading the contest defensively. And now brought to ground. Umpire says, give it to me for a ball up. at full forward for the Magpies, who lead by 7 points here. 2-1 plays one straight midway through this first term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Every player forward to halfway. Ball up at the top of the goal square for the Pies. Oh, it's indiscriminately flicked forward by the Gold Coast. Picked up by Steele Sidebottom. Nice snap from the pocket. 20 metres out. Now, has it been touched? No, it's gone through.
Holman's saying it's touched.
Yeah, he's appealing that it might be touched. So it's going to go review.
The old fingers. And
yeah.
Like just another handball forward out to space where Collingwood are.
I don't understand. That's twice now they've done it in their D50.
And it's okay. You've got to go out with them. That's the other thing. Holman's left him, 5 metres on his own.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of confusion.
What was the umpires definitely? The umpires called it a goal, so it has to be
overruled.
It has to be conclusive as well. It has to be very. There's a better angle from the.
He was pretty close, Holman, and players I find don't really lie about that stuff these days. There's no point.
Oh, little finger?
That's a finger.
There's no real deviation as it comes through his pinky.
That's his pinky.
His pinky?
Yeah.
Well, the players have now twigged and they're setting up as if it is a behind, just waiting for the arc to make their proclamation.
Oh, the umpire said put the ball down.
They've called it.
And it has been called touch. So no goal from Sidebottom. It is a behind. 14 plays 8. 8 points the margin in favour of the Pies.
But now we've got to wait for the ball to go all the way back down there. I mean, I understand, but anyway, rules are rules.
30 seconds of our lives we'll never get back, Acker. I do understand that.
It's a long 30 seconds, too.
Mate, when you get to my age, you've got to count them all.
So many jokes that I'll get back in the tribunal if I go there.
Suns, Jeffrey comes beyond defensive 50. Up goes Jack Crisp, not paid the grab. Now on the wing, brought to ground here, gathered by Ethan Reid. Back in the side, Petrarca. Sweeps a hand pass wide, and Houston's got some close company in there on Leo Lombard. Ball somehow jars free. Pies get some run going here. Until Ned Long.
There's another forward hand pass from Petrarca that put Lombard under the heat. They're tackling the pressure at the moment. It's been really outstanding at the moment from Collingwood.
It's around the contest. Yeah,
I just don't know about that. Yeah, the forward hand pass.
It's not working for them. I'm sure they'll change it at quarter time. They have to.
Magpies by 8 points here at Carrara. Back in it comes. First hands to it, Ned Long for the Pies. Hand pass out in front there of Dacos. That's Josh. Now Bailey Humphrey. Welcoming those joining us from WA from the Giants Freo game at Manuka Oval in Canberra, where the Giants won by 21 points. We're here at Carrara, where Collingwood leads Gold Coast 2-2-14 to 1 straight 6, and a free kick for holding the ball. A great effort out there from Jed Walter on Jeremy Howe at right half forward.
And it was pretty stiff. He got pushed in the back. Jess.
Oh, hi, team. Just quickly, the crowd really sensing just how important this is for the Suns. I think the local fans really vocal.
Inside 50, a strong grab. Well done. He's come back in. Has he been paid the mark down there?
50.
So he's been paid the mark down there, Ethan Reid, under 50 for a shove afterwards. So Ethan Reid, among those two inclusions, he takes it in the right forward pocket. Now he's going to be brought to a point-blank range. Ooh, there's a bit of afters here as well. Some jumpers being held. Where's Liam Puncher? Is he doing any jumper punches down there on the Collingwood back line?
He'll be a boxer, but this is a gift, an absolute gift.
Ethan Reid turns 21 on Tuesday. Birthday coming up. Back in the side after his PCL. And he just slots it from straight in front. So the Suns, after we saw 2 Collingwood goals early to Tim Membry, Tim Membry and Harvey Harrison, the Suns have kicked 2 in a row themselves. It's 2 straight 12, the Gold Coast, trailing Collingwood 2-14. The 18-minute mark of the opening term on ABC Sport. Your experts are Jason Ackermanis and Jeff White.
Now, this is where they have Ned Moyle and McStay as the ruck for Collingwood. So this is where you want to hope that there's a bit of an advantage for the Suns to actually get a bit of momentum getting out of the centre ball-ups.
I've just noticed too, their defensive run to put pressure, the Suns, has stepped up. They haven't been overly crisp and clean, just getting away from the numbers out of the stoppages, Pricey, but they are improving as this quarter's going on.
And Nick Holman doing the job I think Damien Hardwick's got him in the side to do, which is agitate. Here's the clearance though out of the middle, Collingwood, and Long goes long, inside forward 50, but really nice defensive mark taken by Bodie Hewlin. Central kick, puts it to his brother Zeke. He goes 20 metres forward and finds his teammate there in Adensall, gets it out to right half back, Joel Jeffrey, puts it towards Ethan Reid. Well spoiled by Howard. Ground level side bottom for the Pies. Gave it there to Maynard, who followed up, smacked it forward. Now it's on the wing. Crisp was almost had his Dax pulled down as the ball spills towards Tagoe. His handball projected towards the boundary line.
Should be a
last disposal free kick.
It should be.
It should be. No, it was touched out of his hand, says the boundary umpire. That'll do as an explanation. So right in front of the ABC commentary box, we'll get a throw in, and it is the Pies leading by 2 points.
Hopefully it can go more than 4 metres, this boundary throw in.
Approaching time on here at the opening term. Back in it comes. The Rocks had to work to get there. It comes here to Houston for the Magpies. Dumps it inside 50. 2-on-2. Unkind bounce for Jack Buller. Popped away there by Membry in the path of Brody Ewell, though, in defence of the Gold Coast Suns. And now Jai Murray gets the hand pass off the half-back line. Brody Ewell's involved again. Sweeps it wide on the outer side of the ground. There's Patterson on debut. His hand pass a little low. Now, speaking of low, this was taken high.
Unlucky there, but
contact out there on the outer side. So the Suns with Jepson. Ben Jepson, of course, who's debuted recently. He debuted last year. He's played just the 4 games this year. Mac Andrews kick now as they retreated. Now Zeke Ewell. Middle of Carrara Stadium. The Suns get the chain going here by hand. Humphrey slips over. Gets up now at half forward. Back here to Zeke Ewell. This could be freakish from 45 out. And with that, the Suns take the lead. 3 on the bounce for the Gold Coast here at home. 3 straight 18. Goals to Walter, Reid, and now Zeke the Freak Ewell. Collingwood 2-2-14. 21 gone to the opening term. Saturday footy, ABC Sport. Brett Sprigg, Michael Price alongside Jason Ackermanis and Jeff White.
Geez, they're lucky there. Mac Andrews' kick tried to go on a 45 into through the square, nearly hit the umpire. That's how low it went. And then they were able to just dissect with a bit of handball chain, which was still once again forward. They were lucky to get through, but they were able to dissect, and then Zeke been doing that since he was a youngster. Great finish.
I think, Whitey, what would be disappointing when you watch that vision, if you're the coach, is the fact that Houston, very experienced player, just let Ewell run past him. Could have just blocked him out. Then he doesn't get that handball, and then he doesn't kick that goal.
Down to Jess Stewart on the boundary.
There's about 10,000 red shakers that have been left with all the fans, so you'll see that in the crowd at the moment. They're trying to get the crowd involvement happening against this big Magpie army.
So the Magpies get another clearance. Nick Dacos tumbles it straight inside 50. Buller cleverly got it down to ground, and the Pies have a chance here. Ed Allen has it, shrugs one tackle, gets the ball over there, and it's Ned Long having a snap from 30 on the left foot that goes wide. One behind. It is 18 playing 15. Suns by 3 points. They bring it back in quickly.
Collingwood kick the first 2. Some for the next 3. Noble run down here by Dan McStay inside the forward 50 for Collingwood. Locked in for a ball up.
Sloppy. You don't put handballs behind your teammate as he's running full pelt.
Up it goes. Ned Moyle, the sole ruck today for the Gold Coast Suns, as Rouse kicked the screws beyond defensive 50. Maynard chops it off here for the Magpies. Goes inside 50 and finds Crisp.
That sort of dumb kicks out from their D50. Just that was Rowell on that occasion. They're just set up so well. Sides are set up so well that it doesn't matter whether it's Collingwood or whoever it is. They're set up so well for those dumb kicks.
It's funny, that dumb kick could have easily gone to Petrarca, and it's a different play.
And then you're out, and then you get over that dump.
278th game, consecutive game for Jack Crisp, and he's got 29 career goals in the AFL. Here he is, left foot strike. There we go. Raise the bat, Jack Crisp. 100 career goals in his consecutive game number 278. And in fact, he also has now his 393rd game overall, which is the 3rd most of any rookie-listed player. He overtakes Matt Boyd from Bulldogs. So here we go. The Magpies recover the lead, 3-3-21. The Gold Coast Suns are 3 straight 18, 24 gone to the opening term.
But there's that dumb kick from Rouse. So they just set up Maynard, great kick, lowered his eyes, off the line, didn't go back where the traffic was. It's just something that the Suns have just got to rectify. I know they're trying to get momentum on, but if you're going to have a dump kick, you've got to have the forwards at least come up. At that point there, Maynard was by himself.
Yeah, and kept his width. And he knew he was there too. Maynard just put it out there, but still, great goal, great set shot.
Back in the middle of Carrara, Pies regain the lead. Cameron got it down to Ed Allen. He tracks the ball backwards in favour of the Suns, but he's immediately grabbed by Rowell on one side and Leo Lombard on the other. at the point of the centre square at right half forward for the Suns. Umpire throws it up. Moyle and Cameron both miss it. Rao picks it up. Semi-smothered as the ball's picked up there by Adensel. He tumbles one inside 50. It bounces in front of Reid. Controlled by Petrarca. Tackled down by Maynard. He got the ball away, though. Flicked up by Frampton to Josh Dacos to steal side bottom. He's confronted. His handball was close to the line. Rescued by Ned Long. Handballed it forward. Rowell tackled and managed to knock it over the boundary line. 60 out from the Suns' goal at right half forward. There'll be a throw in front of the small scoreboard showing the Pies leading by 3 points.
Earlier today, D's beat the Hawks by 35 in Launceston. Giants beat Freo by 21 at Manuka Oval. Back in it comes here on the Gold Coast. Darcy Cameron at the end of the shoulder there of Ned Moyle. Free kick Gold Coast.
He's just too big at the moment. Now, Cameron's complaining. I'm not sure why. He got front position. He went all over him. He was actually looked like he was bear hugging. You know, you just jump on for one of those races, Whitey, where you just, husband and wife races. Free kick every day of the week.
Gold Coast ball at right half forward. Your text welcome 0437 774 774. Long ball towards full forward. Early jump from Walter. Billy Frampton takes the intercept mark here at full back for Collingwood.
He's been good down back, hasn't he?
He's had a good year. He's improved a lot since that grand final a couple of years ago. Couldn't mark anything.
Really developed. Molly's got a premiership medal, hasn't he, Aka? Just a long kick. Shorter centre wing on the outer side through the hands of Zeke Hewlin. Speculating handball puts it forward there for Jai Murray. He promotes it towards the boundary line. It's a contest between the two and it's going to be thrown in. About 40 metres out in the left forward pocket for the Suns. Just every player on the park is forward of halfway here. It is a congested forward 50 here at Carrara. The Gold Coast kicking to the southern end, or the right as we're looking at it, off hands of the ruckman. Petrarca can't pick it up, getting there first. Dan Houston for the Pies. Petrarca piles on and the umpire will come in and throw it up 40 metres out, slight angle to the left, inside 50.
This is where the Suns are really strong, forward 50 stoppages, a lot of movement.
Moyle couldn't get there. Miller burst through though on that tap, came down to him, and now Nick Dacos off to Perryman. The former Giant goes beyond defensive 50. Power floats across the pack in the long sleeves, and now Zeke Hewlin wrapped up down there as well. Umpire says give it to me for a ball up. Worth mentioning again. So the Pies are unbeaten against the teams below them this year and winless, including a draw, against teams above them. And the Suns sit one spot below them. So 11th versus 10th here. Settle Arvo at Carrara Stadium. There's Josh Dacos involved now in traffic. Hand pass almost chopped off by Petrarca. Couldn't quite win it away though, and now they pile in from all angles for a ball up. Forward of halfway for the Gold Coast Suns, who trail by 3 points at the hands of the Magpies.
Extra handball, just get on the boot. I reckon they'll say that at quarter time.
There's the ball up, taken there by Petrarca. He's claimed by a couple, and one of them's high. Josh Dacos, his left arm just snuck up over the shoulder of Christian Petrarca.
He's got a lane on him.
They wouldn't let him up either, would they? So he's just forward to centre wing out of side. Christian Petrarca now looks to kick it into the pocket. Big fly there from Moyle, who's down there. It's towed out of there by the Collingwood defence, getting there first McCreery. Tackled by Noble and held up 40 metres out. Umpire will come in and throw it up reasonably quickly again. Up
it goes. One down by Moyle. Miller. Hand pass over his shoulder here. Lombard bursts onto it now. Snaps, curls it around. Not enough. Final score. Off the SMS, Kev asks which end Collingwood kicking to. That's the scoreboard end. Is that what you call it? What's the other
scoreboard
end?
The northern end, southern end.
Northern and southern. There we go.
So northern's on the left as we're looking at it.
Or the mosquito.
It's not quite a true orientation, is it? It's on cricket here. It's a very sort of strange
north-south
shaped ground. Magpies by 2 points, by the way. 28 gone here in the first term.
So it's Nick Dacos from the goal square looking to kick the ball out.
Oh, great kick.
Feigned to go left and then went straight up the middle. Was a great kick wide. He hit Ned Long to the run of Houston. Houston, pinpoint delivery. Found Angus Anderson, who marked, got away from Newland. Had a ping from 40 and drilled it coast to coast. Collingwood here at Carrara. Beautiful goal there. And they extend their lead to 8 points, 4-3-27 to 3-1-19 late in the first quarter.
Okay, there's nothing better than seeing a set play come off. That was an absolute set play there. Nick Dacos kick it to Ned Long's favoured side. Everyone had gone over towards the boundary, but Houston right in front and centre. That was a great set play there, and then great finish from Angus.
But it's the kick.
Yeah, the kick. Starts with the kick, but
from Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
He sort of, if you're looking, you're the opposition, you actually don't know quite where it's going to go, and you're standing next to Ned Long, and you're going, yeah, I got him covered. And, of course, he just had enough momentum, little handball. They were one-on-one everywhere.
And they were all cheering. They knew it was a set play that they'd come off.
Out of Coffs Harbour via Sydney, via the SANFL, Angus Anderson, late in this morning for Scott Pendlebury, withdrawn due to a calf injury, or calf soreness, as it's brought to ground here at half forward now for the Gold Coast Suns. Magpies lead by 8 points as we approach quarter time. Comes down to side bottom. Josh Dacos again bursting off half back. Put the hand pass off into the path here. They go again, the Magpies, up the members' side of Carrara. Noble on this footy on the wing, bursts onto it now, sends it back down the line. 2-on-1, outnumbered down there was Patterson. Tapping the advantage of Petrarca, fires it back to Rowell. Off here now for Holman. He's at right half forward. Back to Patterson. His kick sort of follows the boundary line, high in the air. Marked by King. No, it'll be deemed out of bounds on the full. So Collingwood's ball at left full back. They lead by 8 points. Just tick past the half-hour mark here. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Just over 2 minutes here. This is danger time, and any side can score very quickly. It's one of those games.
So Howe to Maynard by foot, and then to Houston just outside defensive 50. From left half back, he goes beyond centre wing. Moyle spoils. Front and square was Noble. His handball smothered by Buller. Picked up by McCreary. Central ball finds Anderson. He's got a runner. It's Swaddling. Gathers. Tries to measure a pass. It was semi-smothered by Anderson. McStay did beautifully to flick the ball back inside, but Anderson followed up. Gave the handball back to Jai Murray. His handball backwards again to McAndrew, to Powell, then to Zeke Hewland at left half back. Has one bounce and then measures a lovely pass. Honours the lead of Ben Long, and he's 150th.
A milestone man goes long in the line here, going up Walter. Kick was a little deep for him in the contest with Maynard. Follows up inside 50. Petrarca fires it back by hand to Touk Miller. Balks on the inside there of Josh Dacos. Let's fly from 50. King wants to sit, put hands in the back of Howe. Should be free kick Collingwood, and is.
That is one that's gone begging there. He didn't need to do that.
He just needed to hold his space.
Yeah, just push him with the chest.
He wants his Coleman lead back from Charlie Curnow, who kicked 6 goals for the Swans last night. He trails by 2 now, Ben King.
You can't miss him with those boots. Fair dinkum.
Of course, the Suns only kicked 3 goals against Freo last week. They kicked 3 goals to date as we approach quarter time. Noble hand pass off to Patterson. Goes on the entry here in the pocket. King outnumbered. And it crashes over the behind line for a minor score.
Well, it's got some physicality, I tell you, Kingy.
Yeah, he certainly has. They know what a danger he is up forward.
Probably those boots.
Very fluoro, those boots from Ben King in the harking back to Dermot Brereton's post-half-time boots of the 80s. As Nick Dacos takes off from fullback and delivers an absolute spear to Howe. Howe just forward of right half back, and again a 40-metre pass beyond centre wing close to the boundary finds Lipinski. He plays on quickly, bounces one in front of Lockie Schultz. Well, he actually managed to scoop it up. He did well. Lipinski kept running. Handball received. And the central ball is delightful. Hits Membry on the chest. He didn't even have to move. He's 30 out. 45-degree angle to the right.
There's another set play from the point. That's a point kick in. Another point kick in.
It was actually King's man, I reckon. Who was that?
Howe.
Howe. That's Howe, sorry.
Yep.
He's got the leg speed and just got out. One-on-ones again, up the field. It's getting a little bit too easy there if you're Collingwood.
So Tim Membry, he's got one already today. 18 for the year. Comes in from 30 out. He's pushed it to the right, one behind. So opportunity gone begging there for the Pies. 28 plays 20. 8 points the margin in favour of Collingwood. We've got 33 minutes gone of the first term.
It's nearly quarter time here.
John Noble against his old side. That is the very last kick of the opening half hour here at Carrara. So as Michael Price mentioned, Collingwood 4-4-28. The Gold Coast Suns are 3-2-20. Important game for both sides. The Gold Coast Suns mired in their worst losing streak. 5 straight defeats, their worst run of losses since 2019. And the Pies, of course, coming off back-to-back wins. Can they continue their ascent up the AFL ladder, currently sitting right on halfway at 10, more or less. The Pies by 8 points at the first change. Earlier in Launceston, Melbourne beat Hawthorn by 35 points, while in Canberra, Greater Western Sydney, the Giants beat Fremantle by 21 points. We've got Richmond Carlton at the MCG coming up later on. And earlier, by the way, in the VFL, the Sydney Swans beat the Gold Coast by 40 points here at Carrara. Across ABC Radio, News Radio and ABC Listen, this is Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
Comedy, music and tricky clues.
Because Spicks and Specs is back. More music than a comedy night, more comedy than a concert, and enough trivia to impress your co-workers for weeks.
New Spicks and Specs. Back Wednesday, July 8 on ABC TV and ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Picked off now by Membry, centering ball up on the target, reaching for it. Great grab in the end by Harvey Harrison. Harvey Harrison crosses the 50, connects with a right foot drop punt. Couple early goals for the Magpies.
He comes in, Walter bangs it straight through. Suns are on the board.
Middle of Carrara Stadium. The Suns get the chain going here by hand. Humphrey slips over, gets up now at half forward. Back here to Zeke Ewan. This could be freakish from 45 out. And with that, the Suns take the lead. And he's got 29 career goals in the AFL. Here he is, left foot strike. There we go. Raise the bat, Jack Crisp. 100 career goals.
Houston, pinpoint delivery. Found Angus Anderson, who marked, got away from Newland, had a ping from 40 and drilled it coast to coast. Collingwood here at Carrara. Beautiful goal there.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Basically midway through our Saturday slate of games here in round 17. Great to have your company on ABC Sport as per usual. 0437 774 774. No name on this one, and I don't know why, but we might find out. Great call and comments, guys. All the current coaching talk makes me wonder if we will ever see Acker back coaching. He's the most underrated developmental coach in the history of football.
Who the hell said that?
I'm trying to find out. There's no name on it.
No.
Show us your phone, Acker.
What's your phone, Acker?
No,
he's going to hunt down this person.
Number.
That's a glowing endorsement. While Acker is here alongside Jeff White, your thoughts, gents, on the opening half hour?
I think from a Collingwood point of view, Collingwood fans, they're moving the ball really well, especially from the back half. They're piercing through the defence of the Suns. And the Suns on the flip side, the forward hand pass, Acker, and I think Acker will touch on this. It's really getting him in a bit of trouble because what Collingwood is doing, because of the momentum from the back half, they're really pressing up. So when the Suns go the forward hand pass, it's going to the numbers of Collingwood. The two dump kicks out of back 50 have really hurt the Suns. They've gone back in their face, and the 2-point kick-in set plays from Collingwood have been outstanding. Membry had a set shot there, and Angus Anderson was able to deliver a goal. So there could have been 2 goals from a point kick-in. They're playing good footy at the moment. The Pies are up and about. They're sticking their tackles. The Suns have just got to, I reckon they've just got to pull back on these forward hand passes, but they've got to play fast footy. They've got a lot of skillful players in their side. A lot of players have got some pace. They're just not utilising that at the moment.
It'll be interesting what Dimmer will say to them because as the quarter went on, I reckon the Suns players, even though Collingwood were on top, got a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner in and around that contest outside of those 2 rubbish kicks, which ended up not working, in fact had scores against them. The other parts of their game, which they want to do, Whitey, which is a couple of little handballs and then get out of that congestion, isn't too bad. So what's he going to do? Is he going to say, hey, fellas, let's kick and let's get one-on-ones up the field because they want to get a spare somewhere? Or are we going to try and work it through and let's go more sidewards than forward handballs? Because, that was working and that's a habit that they must have and that's a directive. But we've still got to we can't just cough it up, 5-7 metres, from the contest just because you don't know who's there and you're just going to, I'm panicking. No. Can we be a little bit sharper, a little bit more composed with that ball?
And go at the defenders as well and be able to link up. Because if you start using the hands, you start linking up, you start using the ball out of D50, particularly out of D50, other players get involved. Other players want to get their handball received. It creates run and then it creates movement up ahead. But because they're dump kicking it, then you hold back you're on the back foot. You have to turn around. You have to locate your direct opponent. So this is where the Suns can get back in the game if they can start getting the handball chain going. Every club plays handball games.
Yeah.
They've been doing, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Not by just dumping kick or being able to hand pass it forward.
And nearly every stat is very close. You know, the possessions are similar, inside forward 50s, but handballs, they are handballing more, and their contested ball and their contested possessions, the Suns, is higher. So they've got to now start to turn that into better movement of the footy outside of the contest. And if they do that, at where the source is, then I'm telling you they're going to have better looks. And if Big Ben King gets his hands on the ball, he's had some good looks. I just reckon they're starting to look dangerous, Whitey. A little bit more dangerous. Collingwood did this. They always do this on the road. They did it against Sydney. Can they hold it? Can they maintain it? Sometimes it just blows them out and they can't quite do it. And that's what pressure footy is. And do you stick to your game plan or do you just make a tweak?
Goals so far to Jack Crisp, Tim Membry, the first goal of the game, Harvey Harrison and Angus Anderson, as you heard in the highlights. And for the Gold Coast Suns, Jed Walter, Ethan Reid and Zeke Yuland all on the board for the home side. 0437 774 774. Matt from Melbourne, thank you for your text. Second term underway here at Carrara. Saturday Twilight Footy here on ABC Sport. Down it comes. Nick Dacos sockers it forward. De Goey keeps moving as well. Forward of halfway. Powell gives chase with Chris for company. And that goes Zeke Yuland as well. Shepherd there allowed Powell to swoop through. Hand pass picked off. Down there by Sam Swaddling. And he's swaddled towards the boundary line on the outer side. So it remains an 8-point lead in Collingwood's favour.
Two little handballs and 2 intercepts. And that's the beauty. Those little handballs, those little possessions, get them right and you're away.
Throw in between wing and half forward for the Pies. On the outer side, Petrarca took it. His handball cut off by Swaddling. Gave it to Nick Dacos, then to Crisp. His handball back inboard to Harvey Harrison with the headband. There's a fair bit of alliteration going on the Collingwood side.
That's took Miller's 6th tackle already.
Well, he needs to apply some more there. Getting ascendancy in and around the contest are Collingwood. They do it again here with Crisp. His handball backwards towards Cameron. He put it forward to Ed Allen. Good tackling there from Bodie Ulan, and then Nick Holman, who came away with the ball eventually, but he's held up again in turn by Allen. So it's going to be thrown up on the arc at left half forward for the Pies. Slap forward, inside attacking 50. Bodie Ulan has it, tackled there again by Lockie Schultz. So 45 out, 45-degree angle to the left. The umpire will throw it up. There's a little bit of afters happening off the ball, as you would expect with Nick Holman involved.
Up it goes. Boyle and Cameron. Collingwood's ruck. It's a foot to it. Volleys it out of the air. Holman taps the outer side here as Nick Dacos runs it towards the boundary line.
This is tight. Both coaches have asked to really squeeze, make it one-on-one and make it a furnace in there.
3 out of their past 4 meetings, the Pies and the Suns. Margin has been 11 points or less. It's always a feature of Gold Coast season. Their home game against the Magpies. Black and white Magpie army here in full force. Zeke Yuland looks all the way back here. That's Noah Anderson. Walks his way through one tackler, and now Zeke's brought down. Great effort it was by Harvey Harrison. Inside 50 for the Magpies.
What are these parents thinking?
And the umpire will ball it up.
Mix it up a bit.
I had a look. He's not Triple H. I thought it might be a Triple H, sort of maybe a wrestling sort of nod there. But then it comes to Josh Dacos. He's HJH. They go back inside forward 50 here, the Magpies. Deep towards full forward. Cutting across. Great effort down there from Ben Jepson. Intercepts at full back for the Suns. Magpies lead by 8 points at this stage of second term.
He puts it into the left back pocket to Mac Andrews. Against the boundary line.
HJH. That sounds like a holding.
Certainly does, Hacker. He goes across the face of goal to Zeke Yuland. Beautiful left foot finds Nick Holman.
You're out here.
Just short of centre wing. He goes forward. Ben King got in front of Frampton. Frampton chopped the arms. So Ben King with the free kick. Just forward to centre wing on the outer side as natural light seems to be disappearing and the lights on the towers take over. King goes inside 50 looking for Moyle. Big fly at the back. Who was spoiled there at ground level. Suns have it. Walter tackled either side by Howe and Houston. And about 30 metres out in the right forward pocket, the umpire will throw it up.
Does so now. Petrarca extracts the footy, goes check side from the pocket. Look at that from Christian Petrarca.
Take that.
He raises the arms, gladiator style, to the home fans here, who I must admit appear outnumbered on the outer side of the ground. A goal from the pocket from the former Demon and Norm Smith medalist, Makes it a 2-point ball game. The Magpies are 4-4-28. Petrarca goal. The Suns are 4-2-26. 4 minutes played in the second term. ABC Sport, Jeff White, Jason Ackermanis.
Yeah, great finish. He actually put his hands out to go to the crowd and they all sat down. Because it's all full of Collingwood supporters.
Are you not entertained?
So, not entertained, no. I'm going to sit down. So, well, what a finish, though. He ripped that from the boundary. That was a la Acker style. That was a great goal. Great finish.
Don't like many of the check side Chananas. I like drop punts, but that's skill, hard to do.
Yeah, hard to do.
He just ripped it out too. It wasn't like it was a quick possession. Then he was confronted by a Collingwood opponent and he just chucked it on the slipper. And don't you love that? I think he's been watching the World Cup though a bit too much. He's very happy with that.
Still not a massive rap on his celebration song, just quietly as Ned Moyle takes it out of the middle, straight towards the goal square. Good contest, brings it to ground. Here's a chance for the Suns. King, Petrarca through traffic, handball back to Lombard, uses his speed, has a snap and kicks a beauty. He broke away from the pack and snapped it around the corner from 30. Leo Lombard gets on the board and the Suns kick a couple of quick ones to take a 4-point lead.
Oh, Maynard just overran it.
Yeah. There's the momentum from centre ball up, though, Acker.
The score, 5-2-32, the Suns, the Magpies 4-4-28.
Oh, I was just going to say, Pricey and Whitey, that ball came in, it was 1-on-1, and then there's 4 of them behind Maynard, and he just couldn't tap it and get it out of play and do the percentage thing. And in the end, that turnover was a killer. Went straight back out. It was King with the quick, sharp handball to Petrarca. Over to that. Just doesn't he light him up when he puts the Jets on? They've got a few quick players. I tell you, if we can get a bit of that, more of that.
That's what we're saying at quarter time. They've just got to be able to use the handball chain. Get it going.
For their season, the Gold Coast Suns, clearance Noah Anderson, kick just bounces towards half forward. Maynard's up there in defence for Collingwood. A run down there by Houston. Mopped up here by Patterson. The debut time from 30 out. And look at the Suns get around him.
Oh, yeah.
A goal inside 10 seconds from that centre clearance. The beneficiary is Dylan Patterson, who puts the Suns out by 10 points at 6-2, plays 4-4, 6.5 gone second term. Jess Stewart on the boundary.
The Suns faithful really coming alive now. They know that this is a crucial match in the context of their season with a tough run home. As you mentioned, always a really big travelling pack for the Magpie Army, sitting quite quiet at the moment after 3 straight goals from the Suns.
There is nothing like 2 fumbles, Jeff White. But what do you have? You've got Lombard and then you've got Patterson, both blokes with wheels. You can't even... Who was that fumbled? Oh, it was Houston. You can't do that. Run straight at the goal. Was 35 metres out. Don't you love that, though? His teammates.
Yeah, great pick-up from Dylan Patterson.
And his coach is very happy.
Great finish.
That was World Cup right there.
So all of a sudden, the home side out to a 10-point lead back into the middle of Carrara. Moyle versus Cameron. Moyle got it forward. It was Matt Rowell, closely followed there by McCreary, who towed it out to the outer wing. Lipinski picked it up, handball backwards to Nick Dacos. Dacos kept running, got the handball received, the outside of the right boot into the path of DeGoey. Spoiled by Powell, but illegally. The hold was there, so Jordan DeGoey will have a free kick. 45 out. He's on a pretty tight angle to the left.
Body strength there. He was protecting that space, wasn't he, Whitey? We could see it from here. He pushed it back maybe 1.5 metres, and then there's nothing he could do there. Who's the opponent there with the long sleeves?
That was
Powell.
Powell, he just wasn't strong enough.
So Jordan DeGoey had some kind of year. 16 goals for 2026 so far. He's pulled this one a little left. In fact, it stays that way, one behind. So 29 plays 38. Suns by 9 points. 8 minutes gone second term.
Better ball winners so far. 12 each for Petrarca and Miller for the Gold Coast Suns. 13 for Nick Dacos. 11 for brother Josh.
Kick.
Suns go back to half back. It was a nice kick out there in the path of Adensall. Sweeps it wide here. Mac Andrew releases Noble against his former side. Short kick to find Powell. Those bright red long sleeves. Comes back inboard. Cutting across. It is marked by Adensall again. So he kept running. Centering ball now for the former skipper and Tuke Miller. Miller loads up to go inside 4 to 50. 2-on-2 in the pocket. Holman at the back, reaching for it. King was up in front, got a shove. Umpire said play on as Holman brought to the boundary line by Pat Lipinski.
He was open.
We will
for about 4 of that sequence there. They just couldn't get it to him.
It's going to be a ball up. on the boundary line. So we'll see if he can stay in play. Cameron's uncontested, down to Lipinski, and he just hoses his kick beyond defensive 50 in the direction of Schultz. Schultz and Noble see it out of bounds for a throw in at left half back for the Magpies.
So Team Dacos 24 disposals, Team Newland 16.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it, Pricey. If you got your brother out there, you don't even have to think about it.
It would be just instinctive, wouldn't it? Throw in, right half forward for the Suns. Off hands, Holman. Looping handball backwards finds Noble. Noble now launches one inside 50. Getting there first and reading it best was Howe for the Pies. Good set of hands in front of Ben King, who was engaged with Billy Frampton. Allowed Howe to meet the ball. He's still inside defensive 50. Nice lead from Josh Dacos. Takes the mark. 12th disposal coming up. He puts a little 45 kick into De Goey, and they seem content to hold on to the ball and slow things down here, the Pies. De Goey, central ball into the corridor is a really good kick. McStay, arm chop, will get the free kick. He did not take the mark, but he plays on. Handball to Houston, who kept running. He sweeps it wide to Puncher.
Suns by 9. Here goes Puncher on debut inside 50. A weighted kick to find Buller leading up from full forward, and he marks in the contest with Mac Andrew on the 50. And a tough angle, 45 degrees.
Long way out.
Yeah. This is where McStay's got to make it. They've just got to put it at the top of the goal square. McStay's just got to compete, bring it to the ground. Darcy Cameron's down there as well. He's going back as though he wants to.
All the way back, Jack Buller. He's got fancy himself here.
Yeah, he's in the interchange.
Craig McRae said, hey, have a shot, big fella. All right.
2 goals against Richmond last week. Jack Buller closed the gap on what is now a 9-point Gold Coast lead. Buller, long run up. Boy, goes with the right foot drop punt right to the line and thumped through for a rush behind by the Gold Coast defence here. So that means it's 8 points in Gold Coast favour. Jess Stewart on the boundary.
Craig McRae came marching up out of the bench and sat straight, talking to him, saying, go for this one, son.
Mm-hmm. Well, just short as the Suns bring it back in. Jeffrey goes beyond right half back. Hits Lombard on the wing. He puts it immediately inside 50. Walter did good body work at the back. Houston gathered for the Pies. Handball to Maynard. He lowered the eyes and found his teammate in Lipinski just on the arc of 50 at left half back, and the Suns have set up nicely in front, so he goes long down the line. Getting there first in front was Schultz, who did well in front of Collins. Brought it to ground. It was McStay in the role of rover. The ball got flung out, and it was a really good tackle. Again, you called him Lockie Schultz there with an amazing tackle on John Noble. Restricted him, absolutely belted him on the logo on the outer side.
Suns by 8, 12 gone second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Darcy Cameron lost it in the path of Petrarca off to Rowell. Hurried right foot snap towards half forward. Chopped off by Houston. Left half back here for Collingwood. 20,000 plus in the building tonight as day becomes night here on the Gold Coast. Houston, little 1-2 punch from Lipinski, goes deep inside 50. Buller got the spoil from Mac Andrew and Collins behind him. Out the direction of Sidebottom though. Beaten to it though. First up by Jai Murray. Turns him inside out up against the boundary line or throw it back in.
I like the movement though from the Suns. They're looking much sharper, and a couple of those entries, they're going to start working. They're one-on-one, they're fours. I'd be happy with that.
There hasn't been too many forward hand passes, so obviously that was the message at quarter time, Macca.
Yes, we wondered which way they would go, but this is much better.
Umpire throws it in 40 metres out, right forward pocket for the Pies. It's tapped down. Bursting onto it, Anderson, and flying shot. The outside of the right boot from 40 metres. There's no anger in Angry Anderson there. That is magnificent. His second goal.
Another one, Price, as in banana.
Another Chinana for Acker. 6-2-38. It is the Suns, and 5-6-36 the Pies. Back to a 2-point margin.
And we all got excited about that, Price, because we had the perfect view of that. That was coming straight out of the clearance, the boundary throw-in. But what a finish! Just on the boot. And they were lagging off there. The Suns on the goal side, they were lagging off. It allowed him spaces to go through. Normally you have that sort of squash, but what a finish! That is
exactly what you said. Whitey, is that the poor positioning allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
You still got to finish him and Petrarca. Petrarca, let's be honest, was right on the boundary. Can I say that one was about a 45-degree angle, about 35 out?
Yeah.
But still, What's going on this weekend in this game? They're just kicking them off any side of their foot. Whatever happened to drop punts?
Back in the side for Scott Pendlebury, who was withdrawn with the calf soreness this morning, Angus Anderson. And now Cameron snatched it out of the ruck, goes forward of halfway. Schultz got an unkind bounce. Collins beats him through the air with a height advantage, and now it comes to ground here. Harvey Harrison locks it in.
That was quite interesting in the ball up there. Darcy Cameron was going against Walter, so Suns have gone up for a defensive triangle, and Darcy Cameron knew that shot away. That's why he grabbed it out of the ruck.
Gold Coast by 2. Second term here at Carrara. Brody Yulin's kick partly smothered up in the air. It goes. Comes to Membry now for the Pies. Lipinski back to Houston. Puts them deep, back inside forward 50. Side bottom, uncontested, takes the grab. And he's 30 out, very slight angle right-hand side.
Sneaky winger.
I was just going to say that, the sneaky winger. There's sliding down there. It's such an art, isn't it, playing the wing position? I mean, it's just...
You need a big engine.
Yeah, you need a big engine.
Holman was just getting... He was just watching the ball, just didn't see him. Too smart, too experienced there, side bottom. That said, don't you love that when you're a winger? It just goes over the pack. 4 guys there, big forwards. Straight in my hands.
Man who won a flag 16 years ago. Still side bottom. He comes in on the approach and sneaks it through. The Pies go back ahead. 4th lead change of the game so far. 15-minute mark at the second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. It's Collingwood 6-6-42. Gold Coast Suns 6-2-38. Your experts are Jason Ackermanis and Jeff White.
Houston. I was going to say who was the one that kicked him on the fat side, but that's where you get that. You know, Dempsey is, I guess, a famous winger at the moment that plays that role extremely well. So when you're the fat side winger, you've got to slide, and then clubs are using that. They're using that as a weapon these days to be able to eliminate, because all the defenders are in line with where the ball, where the source is, the ball and the goal. So you put on the fat side, and it was well set up.
It's a big job, Whitey, You've got to run down and be the defensive winger as well when it's on your side. So, you know, wingers in this comp, I've got big engines.
So once again, the lead goes to Collingwood. Seesawing battle here at Carrara. Dacos with the clearance, flared it out wide to Swaddling, back to Ed Allen, inside 50. Onto the chest of Membry. Beautiful delivery from the Pies.
That's
sharp skills tonight.
But that's out of the centre. That's twice now, back to back out of the centre, because Walter's in there. No disrespect to Walter, but you're going up against a premier ruck.
Well, it wasn't even like it was just that particular matchup, because they had their first hands on the ball, but then they just bobbled around and coughed it up, weren't they clean, the Suns, and they're making you pay at the moment. But he hasn't been super sharp on these long set shots.
He's going to have a shot from about 45. He's a 45-degree angle to the left. Tim Membry. Let's go. It's a nice-looking drop punt, but it's fading right. It's one behind, so they aren't taking the chances they might. 43 plays 38. It's a 5-point margin in favour of Collingwood. 17 gone of the second quarter.
Remembering last year, Gold Coast beat them by 6 points in the same fixture. They kicked 8 goals, 15 that day, Pies. So they were wasteful at this time a year ago.
I think you're right, though, Squigger. They're going to be another close game, the way it's going.
Jepson comes inboard to find Zeke Yuland. Zeke the Freak, as they call him, kicked a lovely goal on the run in the opening term. Yuland brother waste this kick off the side of his boot here, out of bounds on the full on the western wing.
I showed you the photo. Talking about Jepson, is this the first game that Anderson, Dacos, Rao and Jepson have played on the same pitch at one time? Because they played in the Carey Grammar.
Okay.
A grand final, famous photo in 2019.
Pies go inside 50. Ned Moyle plunks the intercept mark at left half back. Magpies by 5 points here. 18 gone second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
So Moyle goes, that's a big fly and a massive spoil there. Now, what's the umpire calling here? Was a push in the back.
Usually he marks those. How?
Yeah, it was Jeremy Howe who flew, but I think it's going to be side bottom. He was underneath all of that mess. We got a free kick for a push in the back against Ben Long.
Here's those run-ups. I just want him to take it.
It was just a step ladder, Whitey. Very exciting. A steel side bottom. More alliteration from the Pies. Inside 50. Fisted forward. McStay at ground level gets in front of Powell. That's a fair dinkum offload, rugby league style. It went to Lipinski. Backwards now to Perryman. He hooked it back inside 50. Big pack flies and misses the ball completely. Powell, he gathered, tackled off it. Could have been Illegal disposal. Jepson through to Zeke Hewlin, to Humphrey, back to Zeke Hewlin. Now they're straight up the corridor. He flares it out to the wing. It bounces awkwardly for Lombard, confronted there by Howe, who turned it over. Well done. Houston now to Swaddling. Swaddling with a little pass that just dribbled towards Harrison.
Right.
Subterranean handball to Jack Crisp on the boundary from 55. Little left foot pass into the pocket. Oh, McCreary had a bit of a fly against Jepson, got his hands to it, but took it over the boundary line. It's going to be thrown in the left forward pocket for the Pies. They're leading by 5 points.
That's what we're talking about, though, Pricey. They're starting to get through. If they just, that next kick, that second last kick, they just need to get a bit sharper with the Suns.
Back in it comes. Moylan McStay in the ruck. Plucked away here as Schultz lays the tackle.
Again.
On Bodie Hewlin.
Good footy, though. Good footy at the moment.
You love your forwards to do that.
Jason Ackelmanis and Jeff White on ABC Sport. On the stoppage, came down quick as a flash. Schultz got a hurried boot to it. Chris knocks it down here. Rowell first hands in defence for the Gold Coast Suns. Now they come towards the edge of defensive 50, and Ben Long just thumps it down the outer side.
They're dumb kicks.
Picked off by Jeremy Howe. So the Pies will slingshot their way forward again here with Maynard. He'll switch back to this member's side of the ground. Well, it's marked by Lipinski.
He looks forward. He's got side bottom on a lead, but dropped it into the path of Chris, but getting into the hole there nicely was Zeke Hewlin, who took a defensive mark. He put it back into the corridor to find Bo Adensall, playing only his third game for the Suns. He goes back into the pocket again to Zeke Hewlin. He's racking them up, is Zeke Hewlin as well. He's the top possession winner for the Gold Coast. He's got 14 at the moment.
Doesn't look like a guy from the Gold Coast either, does he?
No. Bodie and Zeke, you wouldn't think their parents were into surfing at all.
Like Baywatch sometimes.
Oh, mate, they're blonde.
Got tans.
They're named after the people from Point Break. They've got it all. Left half back, Noble, the former Pie, just dribbles it forward to Joel Jeffrey. And again, the tempo footy from the Gold Coast. They're happy to just hold on to it. Long down the line now. Maynard flew in front of the pack, just grazes his knuckles at ground level. Frampton tackled a little high. The ball stuck underneath him. The umpire says play on. Petrarca got the handball out now to Adensall, got it onto his boot. It bounces inside 50. Contest off hands. There he is, Patterson. Handball over the top there. Oh, it was beautifully smothered in the end. It bounces. It was Jeremy Howe who just got his hand to it after Jai Murray had a flying shot from 30. It dribbles for a behind. Well done from the veteran.
Oh, there,
that's a goal.
In mid-air too, yeah.
4 points the margin. Pies lead 43-39.
Where was that from Eddie Ryan this morning in the penalty shootout? 6-7 plays, 6-3. While McStay, hand pass off to Chris. Got some dash going here with McCreary. He goes inside out there on Jeffrey, off to Lipinski. Sweeps the hand pass wide back to Crisp. Centering ball here for the Magpies. It'll bounce out in front of Ned Long. Gold Coast have numbers around the ball now. Noble all the way back now. Wrapped up down there. Zeke Hewlin by Schultz. Loose ball pounced on by Harvey Harrison from the pocket. Centering ball. Andrew gets in front of Buller. Intercepts for the Suns at full back. It's the Pies who lead by 4 points. 6-7 plays 6-3. 22 gone in the second quarter. Saturday footy here on ABC Sport.
Schultz again.
Yeah.
They were out if it wasn't for that tackle.
There's Howe.
Back Andrew, and it was a long kick, just short of centre wing out of side, and Jeremy Howe turning back the clock with his aerial work. Took it in front of the pack. Beautiful mark, and then he chips it forward to find DeGoey. DeGoey sees a lead and hits him. Harvey Harrison takes it 45 out again. It's a 45-degree angle to the left, but a beautiful lead well honoured there by DeGoey.
HJH?
HJH with the headband. So technically, Harvey Harrison with the headband.
He's got Dane Swan's old number, 36. Probably kicks a little bit longer than Swanee, I'm thinking.
Kicked his first goal of the year a little earlier. He pulled this one left, though, and again, the Pies inaccurate. They're eighth behind, 44 plays 39, 5 points the margin.
The Suns waste no time. The kick out comes to Noble, lays it off by hand, back to McAndrew. Stumps it clear of defensive 50. Collins and King crashing in from the side. It's out of bounds for a throw-in.
There's three of them there too. 3-on-1, and they couldn't make it work there, the Suns. And two big fellas against one Frampton.
No goals as yet for Ben King. He's a long way from home here on the wing, but as I said, he trails Charlie Kerr now in the common medal race. Comes down here. First hand's Nick Dacos. Hand pass over his shoulder here. Back to Ed Allen. And now Nick Dacos' kick snotted by Petrarca, and it ricochets over for a throw-in.
That was
forward of the wing for the Magpies.
That wasn't even a smack. That literally went into the top of his thigh. It's not like Nick.
Forward of the wing for the Suns, I beg your pardon, going towards his scoreboard end. Becoming gradually darker here in this twilight fixture. Magpies by 5. Back in it comes. The stop of Petrarca missed it, but Bury just burst through. Hurried ball again. That dump kick inside 50 towards 50. Membry outnumbered down there by Collins and Andrew. Towed forward by Collins means it will be Collingwood's ball at right half forward.
Unlucky there.
It's just very unlucky where the arc meets the boundary line. Tim Membry with the ball. A central kick to a dangerous area. Flying there was Patterson. He's claiming he got a hand to it. It doesn't matter. McStay's claimed the mark.
Has not been sighted today so far.
This is only his 4th touch.
Their forward connections tonight have been really impressive from Collingwood. They've lowered their eyes. They've kicked it to the fat side. Their connection inside forward 50 has been really, really outstanding.
Well, as long as your forwards know where it's going, Jeff.
Yeah, but it's a good connection. They're instead of just dumping it, they've been really precise.
So Dan McStay, from 30 metres out directly in front, he makes the goal umpire work, but it sneaks in, and Collingwood get the goal. 7-8-50, plays 6-3-39. It's an 11-point margin in favour of the Pies, and we've played 25 minutes of the second quarter. ABC Sport on a Saturday evening.
A lot of swing. Both that one there from McStay and the two that Membry missed, they're like a golfer, with a slice. They're just going left to right. That said, you need to make the most of this, Collingwood, because they're dominating possession, dominating inside forward 50s. They're now starting to get some goals. They've kicked a lot of points. They don't want to do what they did last year, Jeffrey, which is kick themselves out of the contest.
But they're just that forward connection's been really impressive at the moment. They've been giving their forwards a great opportunity, but a really good sink it.
You know what the best thing is when you look up from here? They're all moving. They're all running. They're all just giving you an option.
Biggest lead of the game since they kicked the first 2 goals of the game, Collingwood, led by 13 points in that first term. 11 points the margin now from the restart. Towed forward by Adensel. Had over at Ned Moyle. Got some pressure coming the other way from Cameron. And now Tuke Miller sweeps the hand pass wide. It's Jepson out here in front of Lombard, who was run down by Sidebottom, the veteran. Maynard's hand pass out in space. Nick Dacos bursts onto it now. Room to bounce on the outer wing. Now a second bounce for Nick Dacos. Now the third. Looks inside 50. The lead of McStay.
There's that connection.
And he takes it 30 out on a 45-degree angle.
Jeez, he held his width so good then, McStay. He just timed it for perfection. He waited for that last bounce.
He did.
From Dacos. And that's where it's really hard. If you've got movement, but he really held his lead. He knew where the space was and he led into it perfectly.
You've got Ned Long coming up the other lane. Then you've got Membry running back on the far lane. So that lane opened up, but it's terrific movement. Everyone moving.
2 goals in quick succession here. If McStay can slot this, he does just that. Second goal tonight for Dan McStay. The Magpies have a new game-high lead. They're out by 17 points. 8-8-56 plays the Suns 6-3-39. 27 gone second quarter. Saturday footy on ABC Sport with Jason Ackermanis and Jeff White.
That dash on the half on the wing there from Dacos is unbelievable. But
that part was, but it's the turnover, Whitey. That's what's killing them. Handball to a Suns player, I think it was Lombard, under pressure gets tackled.
But there's that forward connection. The synergy with the forwards. That lead for McStay to come into the space doesn't happen if the other Collingwood forwards are moving and being dangerous. And that situation there, Mac Andrew couldn't come off the intercept because there was plenty of movement from the Collingwood forwards.
15 inside 50s to 7 this quarter. Nick Dacos with 11 disposals. Just in this quarter, he's got 18 for the game. Back into the middle of Carrara. Moyle versus Cameron. I'll give that one to Moyle, but Ned Long gets there first. He overruns it. Petrarca. Handball to Noah Anderson. He's held by the one arm, and Nick Dacos is saying, how about that for holding the ball? I kind of agree with you, Nick. Umpire's going to throw it up. Moyle slaps it down. Dacos gets there first. Nick, handball to Ben Long. Gave the don't argue to Allen and then kicks it inside 50. It tumbles towards the goal square. Frampton tracks back. Stolen by Ben King. Handball to Bailey Humphrey. Brilliant smother, Perryman. Brilliant smother from the Pies. The ball ends up in the hands of Puncher. Handball to the left back pocket to Steele side bottom. He extracts the kick, and well done by Membry, who got in front of Collins.
Collingwood by 17 points, approaching half-time. Noble slides out, can't take the mark. Towed for by Lipinski. Man running by an Angus Anderson. Gets onto it now on the bounce. Sends it deep inside 50. Andrew through his hands. Out the drop there for the Suns. It's with Joel Jeffrey under some pressure here in the pocket. Slaps it back here to the goal square. Powell under pressure now runs it through for a rush.
I wonder if that's deliberate. Yeah, wow.
Under pressure.
No, well, yeah, he's out. Yeah.
So probably qualifies. 18 points the Magpies lead here. 28.5 gone in this the second term.
The Suns bring it back in quickly through Will Powell. It's taken by Noah Anderson, the skipper. Back to Powell at the top of the goal square. He flares it out to the right. He's got Zekiel and just beyond the arc of 50. Honours the run of Joel Jeffrey with the handball. Forward to Sam Collins a long way up the ground.
This kick.
Then by hand to Noble. Noble gets it to Jepson against the boundary line. Just forward of centre wing on the outer side. And again, the Pies in a matrix. Just beautifully set up in front. A little 45 kick finds Mac Andrew.
We can see up here, Pricey, that they're out. It's just a matter of when can they get to those free men.
Andrew inside 50. The fly of Ben Long, nicely spoiled, picked up by Ben King. Handball back Noah Anderson to Toot Miller, knocked off the ball. Good pressure from the Pies. Lipinski handballs it to Lockie Schultz, put him under enormous pressure, and he's tackled by Joel Jeffrey. It's truce and half forward position for the Suns. They're trailing by 18 points.
Get to your text at half-time, 0437 774 774. Schultz round down Aspinall, goes inside forward 50. Beg your pardon, Adamsall. Who's Aspinall? Goes inside 50.
That's in the States,
yeah.
The town?
Yeah, snowing town. Half hour mark off this second term. Rucks go at it now. Cameron for the Magpies. Down the path of Crisp. Dumped by Miller, dispossessed. Humphrey goes in low. Fain for the contact. It will be going.
Oh, sorry. High.
So he sort of played for the free kick. Got it here. Bailey Humphrey.
But just his movement, his speed through that contest. Just the acceleration. That's what brought it in. It's very difficult to tackle a man moving that quick without either making or missing the tackle or getting him high.
Despite his dip in form, there has been trade speculation about whether there's maybe a future for him elsewhere. Bailey Humphrey, despite all that, even with his dip in form, he's still equal third in the comp for pressure acts.
Yes, there's a bit of fisticuff going on in the background there, a bit of rumbling, but that's okay.
I think Dacos the target there of a shove from Zeke Ewens. Meanwhile, here comes Bailey Humphrey, 35 out, slight angle, makes the goal umpire work. Gives a shove there on Maynard as well for his troubles. It continues here. Players spill in from all angles. There's jumpers being grabbed.
Long with that.
Oh, yeah, it's really on now. There is feeling here at Carrara. Players hit the deck. Someone was ragdolled.
Long way to Maynard.
Yeah,
got him with right in the ribs with that right shoulder.
And that's where I think the most trouble is. Maynard's sort of down on his haunches in the hands of a trainer. Meanwhile, this melee has continued here.
Someone throws someone's boot just nearly. Is that where the runner's going to get?
Jess Stewart down to you on the boundary.
Yeah, someone's boot just got thrown nearly into the grandstand, but it was Braden Maynard in the middle. He copped a whack from someone and went down, and then it just spilt over. But it has been simmering. I just want to mention before, about 10 minutes ago, it was Collins coming onto the field, and he got cleaned up off the ball by Braden Maynard, and he turned around and absolutely gave him a serve. The two were going at each other, so there's definitely a lot of tension, a lot of heat in this one at the moment.
Margin 12 points the Pies' way. Chuka Frampton's got his jumper. He's like almost the toga.
Yeah,
he's got one shoulder down off his
the off the shoulder number.
His ripped Guernsey. So 32.5 gone. Maynard's still on the ground for the time being. He certainly showed some discomfort with his ribs.
Hey, Long and Maynard are going at each other. They're pointing it back and forth.
Collingwood by 12 points in these last few seconds of the opening half.
Well, Ben Long's had the angry pants on the last several weeks. As we go back into the middle, it's Jepson who has the clearance and kicks it forward just beyond centre wing.
Here we go.
And that is half time.
Here we go. Look, Maynard's over to it.
Maynard runs straight to Ben Long, and it's on. This is a fair dinkum old-fashioned melee.
Yeah,
there are bodies going everywhere. There's a little bit of underground work going on as well.
Yeah, Maynard starts it. He started that. He ran from 100 metres away to try and get long back.
Jess Stewart, what did you see?
He came absolutely sprinting from a mile away and just wanted to get the punch on happening.
Going.
It's still simmering away. You got Membry and Mac Andrew in the background, just trying to look for Craig McRae. He's just I can't even see him at the moment. He's just walked down. But there was a players even trying to come from the bench, and the umpires were telling them, don't come anywhere off the bench. Yeah, there's a lot of feeling in this one. Frampton's lost half his Guernsey.
There is some
still
in the middle.
going at long.
And don't worry, Ben Long's got the angry pants on. Don't worry about that.
Anderson, Lockie Schultz.
And Bailey Humphrey and Ben King have separated Ben Long. And
the AFL seeing dollar signs here, Acker.
They are. Yeah. That is going to be a mountain of fines coming.
And Nick Coleman versus Billy Frampton.
Still going.
Mac Andrew wants to get involved. There is more lip out there than I have seen in a long time. As the teams finally separate, the crowd ignited. Nick Dacos going over to talk to the umpire. Nick, too late for that. Move off. It is half time. 8-9-57 the Pies. It is the Suns 7-3-45. Jess Stewart.
Maynard came back. He is fired up, Brandon Maynard. And I just want to say, for someone that's the leader of this team at the moment with no Darcy Moore, he needs to be setting a much better example for his team, especially a team full of young players. He's the one leading this melee. They're going to be booed from the field here. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but they are getting absolutely hammered as they come off the field, the Collingwood team, and they're clapping and giving it back to the fans as well as they go in. So I can't wait to see this second half.
Well, I was going to say, off the football field, that's something you don't do to people on the Gold Coast, just in case, as far as
what
my experience goes.
The Pies by 12 points at the half. 8-9-57 plays, Gold Coast 7-3-45. That all ignited, of course, off the back of Ben Long just crashing into Maynard's ribs. And the afters went on for a very, very long time. Goal scorers so far in the game. 2 in quick succession to Dan McStay in that second term. 2 for Angus Anderson for the Magpies. Singles also to Still Sidebottom, Jack Crisp, Tim Membry and Harvey Harrison. Meanwhile, for the Gold Coast Suns, all single goal kickers, Christian Petrarca, Jed Walter, Leo Lombard, a nice goal in that second turn. Bailey Humphrey, Dylan Patterson on debut, and Zeke Hewland as well. So the Magpies lead it here, as I said, by 12 points at the halfway stage. By the way, just on some other news, I'll get to your text shortly, but the match review panel news out of last night's games. Speaking of fines being dished out, there is actually a suspension forthcoming here for Matt Kennedy of the Western Bulldogs, of course. He cleaned up Caden Cleary with forceful front-on contact, graded careless, medium and high in the second term of that game at the SCG last night, and that will be a one-match sanction with no early play option for Matt Kennedy. The rest are all financial sanctions. Will Lewis, Jordan Croft and Dane Rampy for incidents in the fourth quarter. While from West Coast Adelaide, Elliot Yeo, also a financial sanction for careless contact with an umpire.
There'll be a few more.
Yes, I was going to say out of this game here, which tell us all about it, Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis, because the feeling has lifted here, certainly at Carrara.
Well, the feeling's lifted, and there'll be more talk, obviously, about what happened there just near half-time. But in relation to the game itself, it's been really good. The second quarter actually lifted both sides. I thought Collingwood had the upper hand in the first quarter. They were able to use the ball really, really good between the arcs, especially when they had a few goals kicked from point kick-ins. But the Suns lifted in that quarter. They were able to, and there was no forward hand pass to Zaka. That was their downfall in the first quarter. But they were able to get some link-up play. They were able to get some handball receives backward, be able to face their goals and be able to set up. There's just a few times there past their wing. They weren't able to connect, and then it was back in Collingwood's hands, and they were able to put some scoreboard pressure on. But this is certainly lifted, especially now with what happened just before half time. But the game itself has been really, really good, a high standard in that second quarter. So yeah, it's a big one, big second half coming up, a lot of pressure on the Suns, and Collingwood's playing good footy. But this is whatever team comes out this half time now after what's happened just before half time. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, just a couple of little errors too. It doesn't take much, and both sides will make you pay. Those couple of really good centre square clearances to the Suns, and just overrun the ball, Maynard. I think it was just a couple of quick goals. You had Lombard, and then you had the first game of Patterson. Bloody ripper. That said, Collingwood had an enormous amount more entries and should have made them pay a little bit more. A bit inaccurate, but they've done that. when I see what happened at halftime, just before halftime, with Maynard getting cleaned up there from long, going down and then running 1,000 metres to try and start another fisticuff, is what's going to happen now after halftime? Where are the emotion of both clubs? Because in the end, that's what matters. Because who can stay calm and control what they can? Hey, both coaches should be saying, fellas, go play footy. Go win the ball.
That's right.
Get it back. Don't worry about that rubbish. Stop trying to get even. And Maynard, it's disappointing for a leader to get carried on and get his emotions getting so sort of worked up about it. Like, you want to send a clear message. You want to be a leader. That's not the way to do it.
Some reaction coming through here. Rob in Greensboro says, Maynard's smart but his usual dirty self. He pointed and said something threatening. So did his shirtless mate, that's Frampton, right in front of the umpire. If we don't want that in our game, then make that a report and allow frees to be paid after the siren, which, of course,
yes,
he probably knew that there wasn't going to be a free kick after the halftime siren. Yeah. So thank you, Rob, for your text. Fran, thank you for your text. Says, thanks for the call and special comments. We too have had a horrid run for next few weeks. For what it's worth, I picked the Giants for the win. She's a Pies fan, I think, Fran. Nice to hear Jess on the boundary. Nice to hear from you as well, Fran. One guy I didn't see in that melee? Liam Puncher. So he wasn't sort of living up to his name there in that.
We should be coming from everywhere.
in that halftime melee. By the way, off the SMS here, it was Chris who sent the earlier text about Uacker. He's actually one of your former charges at North Albury. Says, great footy mind and clear, concise teaching style. The man is responsible for the best ever mid-season recruit Sean Manor and VFL superstar Dom Brew. Anyone else with that on their resume would be paid over the soft cap to be an AFL development coach in this time that most get development so wrong. Thank you, Chris, for your...
That is good. Thank you, Chris. Yes. And,
I thought it was going to be, Sean Manor that text.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a family member. wasn't someone I paid. It's always good to get a compliment.
I know we're talking about the footy and we're glazing Acca, which is, part of the...
Unusual.
Yeah. But very unusual. Does Ben Long have anything to answer for that shoulder? That was a fair income. Yeah. He dipped his shoulder straight into the bloke's ribs off the ball.
Well, normally if you go down and it obviously winded him and he wasn't expecting it. And, Jeff and I know that anyone that's played footy know that you could see it coming. I don't think he was ready for that one.
But the thing was, Maynard was remonstrating with someone else. And Long came...
It was Humphries, it was.
Yeah, Long came from the other angle. Yeah. So... And
he was open. That's what he was.
He's open. And the other thing on this too is Long has been in trouble a couple of times this year already. And Hardwick's already sound out, hey, let's just, go hard at the ball and just pull back a little bit. Yeah. So
he has towed the line a couple of times this year without really going over it, but I'm just wondering whether there's a cumulative effect.
This is the universe, though, Pricey. Maynard, whatever you think of him, he's hard and tough and all that, but he does things that can be classed as he's very physical, and he'll do a little bit of stuff that's the dark arts of bending the rule, a little bit dirty at times if he needs to be, and that's the way he plays.
But it is going to be interesting. This is which side reacts the best in the third quarter, has more poise, doesn't come out trying to go at the man instead of going at the ball.
Is there a target on Ben Long's head in this second half?
I think in a controlled way, but this is where it comes down to the coaches. This is where the coaches step in and be able to control the temper of the players to be able to focus on the ball, not on the individuals.
And that's going to be the key.
That's the key.
Can you do that? That's where good coaches and good players make their money out here, because emotions, they come and go, but if you're going to focus on the man, you will never win.
Greg says, time to introduce a send-off rule. Just about all other codes of sport have it. It's about time the AFL has it. Sanctions don't seem to be working, and 1 week only benefits next week's opposition.
Or maybe even the coffers of the AFL, I would think.
That was the biggest melee we've seen this year, certainly. Went for a couple of years. Yeah. Anyway, so more to come on that, I'm sure. The Magpies lead by 12 points at the halftime break. You can keep your texts coming, 0437 774 774. Earlier today in Launceston, the Demons beat the Hawks by 35 points. They at one stage led by 96 in the third quarter. So you start the day, Whitey, you'd say, well, it's a good win. If you said this morning, the Demons will beat the Hawks in Launceston, you say, happy days, that's fantastic. But gave up 10 goals there in the end.
It was smart by Hawthorn, though. The last quarter, they just played on at every opportunity, you can tell. So really interesting to see how they react from playing like that with Hawthorn, because it really was very evident that they played on every opportunity. They made a few errors, but they ended up banging on 8 or 9 goals in that last quarter.
Meanwhile, at Manuka Oval in Canberra, the Giants beat Freo by 21 points, 16-13, 109 to 13-10, 88. Led at every change, the Giants. Jake Stringer kicked a career-high 7 goals. He polled the 3 ABC Player of the Year votes. Lachie Whitfield out of the game at half-time after copying an elbow to the head from Sean Darcy. He failed his HIA. Hayden Young out for the final term with a groin, so only played 3 of the 4 quarters there for Fremantle. We'll preview Richmond Carlton coming up later on as well at the MCG, which completes our Saturday slate in round 17. Here at Carrara, it's Collingwood, 8-9-57. The Gold Coast Suns, 7-3-45. Back with more shortly, but right now, it's time for ABC News.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. US President Donald Trump has lauded the achievements of the United States to kick off a weekend of celebrations marking the 250th anniversary of the country's independence. He's praised American exceptionalism and leadership in a speech at the Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. Trump says the United States will never quit and never fail.
At 250 years, America is the oldest republic on earth. We are the freest people on earth. We have the most righteous and enduring constitution on earth. We are the strongest and most powerful country on earth.
New South Wales Premier Chris Minns has reflected on the community efforts during the Bondi terror attack in December last year. Chris Minns spoke at the Labor conference today, saying members of the public risked their lives for the safety of strangers. He made a specific mention of the Jewish community.
And here I want to pay a specific tribute to the Jewish community of New South Wales, who are still in mourning over the dead in Bondi, and yet have somehow found the strength and the grace to bind this city, this state and this country together.
The Great Barrier Reef has avoided an in danger listing in the latest draft decision by the UN's World Heritage Committee. An overnight UNESCO report has praised Australia's conservation work and ongoing commitment to the natural wonder. However, it gave a strict 2-year timeline to demonstrate significant water quality improvements. Queensland's Environment Minister Andrew Powell says it's a positive endorsement for the state.
It acknowledges all of the hard work by farmers, local governments and all the people on the ground, our scientists in conjunction with the federal government. It does ask us to come back with reports, but that's all part of being a World Heritage listed site.
A man has died following a house fire in Melbourne's southeast overnight. Emergency services were called to a property in Springvale South just before 11 o'clock, following reports of a fire in a bedroom. Police say an unresponsive man was pulled from the room and taken to hospital, where he later died. An investigation into the cause of the fire is continuing. Police are investigating an armed robbery at a petrol station in northern Tasmania last night. Crystal Mackay has the details.
Police say it was close to 11:30 when a man entered a petrol station on Hobblers Bridge Road in the Launceston suburb of Newstead. They say his face was covered and he produced what appeared to be a handgun. The man then threatened the sole staff member on duty, demanding cash and cigarettes, before he fled on foot with the loot. Police say no one was injured during the incident and are asking anyone with information or footage to come forward.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the penalty shootout loss was a heartbreaking way for the Socceroos to exit the FIFA World Cup. He says all Australians are proud of the team after a great tournament. The Australians ended extra time, locked 1-1 with Egypt in their round of 32 match in Dallas before losing 4-2 on penalties. Socceroo fans who watched the game in the early morning chill at viewing sites around the country went home disappointed at the outcome.
We had possession of the ball pretty much the whole game. Came down to pens, missed 2 goals, they won by luck. That's what I reckon.
The agonising loss put a dampener on the live viewing sites across the country this morning, where thousands turned out to watch the big game in Dallas. Joshua McIntosh was at Brisbane's South Park with plenty of other fans.
The celebratory atmosphere of the group stages quickly evaporated into the chilly morning air at the Riverside precinct. Local fans rode an emotional roller coaster during regular time, extra time and the nail-biting penalty shootout. The grief was palpable as thousands of fans stared blankly at the big screen after the final whistle. Shattered supporters headed home to process the heartbreaking defeat before the Socceroos begin the long qualification path to the multi-continent Centenary World Cup in 2030. Joshua McIntosh, ABC News, Southbank.
The Wallabies host Ireland tonight in the new Nations Championship Rugby Union tournament. The match at the Sydney Football Stadium is a sellout. Head coach Joe Schmidt has primed his squad to take on his former side, anchored by the return of powerhouse props Angus Bell and Teniela Tupou in Australia's revamped 23. And Fremantle's 14-game winning streak has come to an end in the AFL. They've suffered a 21-point loss to the GWS Giants in Canberra this afternoon. Earlier, Melbourne beat Hawthorn by 35 points in Launceston.
How much can we really know about the dead?
In our podcast, we're gossiping each week about the divas, ruffians and con men of Australia's past.
So join me, Alicia Simmons.
And me, Lee Boucher. Search the Dead Can't Sue podcast on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Petrarca extracts the footy, goes check side from the pocket. Look at that from Christian Petrarca. And he raises the arms, gladiator style.
King, Petrarca through traffic, handball back to Lombard, uses his speed, has a snap and kicks a beauty. And the Suns kick a couple of quick ones to take a 4-point lead.
Maynard's up there in defence for Collingwood. A run down there by Houston. Mopped up here by Patterson. The debutant from 30 out. And look at the Suns get around him.
Umpire throws it in 40 metres out, right forward pocket. For the Pies, it's tapped down. Bursting onto it, Anderson. And flying shot. The outside of the right boot from 40 metres.
Steals Sidebottom. He comes in on the approach and sneaks it through. The Pies go back ahead. Nick Dacos bursts onto it now. Room to bounce on the outer wing. Now a second bounce for Nick Dacos. Now the third. Looks inside 50. The lead of McStay. 2 goals in quick succession here. McStay can slot this. He does just that.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Those are the goals. The most notable thing out of that end to the opening half was the melee after the halftime siren. Braden Maynard was cleaned up by Ben Long. There was plenty of demonstration for players of both sides coming in from everywhere. It's also become quite apparent, Jeff White, that there was umpire contact made by Braden Maynard in amongst all that scuffle. Tuke Miller also appeared to put hands on the umpire in amongst all that, so there'll be plenty to come from what transpired on the halftime siren, that's for sure. Your reaction here, Harry just says, Maynard, scumbag. Thank you for your text again, Fran.
He does give it out, though, Sprigger.
Yes.
He does give it out.
Maynard didn't look hurt when the siren went. Fakest tough guy in the AFL, says one person here. Collingwood fan here says Maynard's just a thug. There are actually a lot of us who can't stand him, and we have no idea why he's been made captain in the absence of Darcy Moore. When you've got somebody like the Goey telling him to take a chill pill, you know that man's got a serious temper problem, and to think he's taken over Darcy's job. Meg in Melbourne says, really, Ackermanis? Pot, kettle, black regarding Maynard, dirty and dark arts. Which is your...
I was never dirty.
I don't think
no
so.
one even ever in my 16 years ever said, you're a dirty
Thanks
player.
for your text, Meg. Maynard wasn't expecting long from the blind side, but I'm sure Angus Brayshaw wasn't expecting what Maynard did. Okay, thank you, Craig.
I reckon she's got you confused with Pikey.
I think so.
Yeah. There were a few guys.
Hair and no hair.
There were a few dark arts types in that Brisbane side. Very successful.
Just bend the rules a bit, but seriously.
By the way, I've mentioned the sport going on. The Women's T20 World Cup final tomorrow night. So this is tomorrow night, early hours of Monday morning, Australia versus England at Lords, which is fantastic. Australia, England at Lords. 3 years to the week since Johnny Bairstow's dismissal as well, which is awesome.
Magic.
They can break their trophy drought, the Aussie women's cricket side after the Socceroos, you know.
Can't kick penalties.
Move on from all that. Keep your text coming, 0437 774 774. We'll preview Richmond Carlton at the MCG coming up in about half an hour's time at 3/4 time. Akka, Whitey, where's this game headed?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see where the emotion is, Whitey. We've got 12 seconds and we're on.
Yep, see who comes out and has the side that has the best poise in this second half without the the emotion of what happened at half-time will win this game.
Nick Dacos, 19 disposals, by the way, with 4 inside 50. Zeke Ewell 17 touches to go with his goal. Second half underway. Here's Michael Price on ABC Sport.
Whistle on play immediately. Now, the umpire who was furthest away from the contest has called a hold, and it's going to go to Matt Rowell against Jordan De Goey. No advantage there. He has to run back 20 metres into the bullseyes. Goes and plays on. It's a long one, inside 50. Well spoiled by Frampton. Front and square, Bailey Humphrey sold his teammate Lombard into a dump. He lets loose the ball, picked up by Josh Dacos, tumbling it straight down the middle. It goes to centre-half forward. Onto the arc. Sam Collins retreats there for the Suns. Handball to Bodie Hewlin. Good chase there from Schultz. But Hewlin found John Noble just short of centre wing on this commentary side.
It was Maynard that did that tackle too.
Yeah.
Straight into it.
A recent 150 gamer, John Noble. One of the original mid-season draftees. At the Pies. Inside 50. Strong grab taken by Moyle. Just beyond the arc here at right half forward. Sends it toward the pocket now. Reaching from the back, second, third bite. Walter can't reel it in. On hands and knees, scrapping for it, both sides. It's off hands for a throw-in at right full forward for the Gold Coast Suns.
Well, they're getting straight back into it, back into footy. No one's got carried away, so it's all systems go.
Magpies with that 12-point lead. No change to our halftime score just yet. Back in it comes Moylan Cameron. Stolen away by Crisp. Now the pick-up and the kick here from Petrarca. Goes into the goalpost for a minor score.
Pick up, spin, pirouette on the left slipper. Oof, good. That is skill.
11 points to margin. The Pies lead. Dan Houston has the footy inside the goal square. He's told now to play on. Getting out was Howe. Marks it on the arc of 50. Honours the lead of De Goey, and De Goey just dropped it diving towards the boundary line. He had it covered but just couldn't quite reel it in. It goes over the boundary between wing and left half forward for the Suns. On the outer side, there will be a throw in.
There is again, though, Pricey. That was another set play.
Yeah, the Pond kick-ins. They've been good on those.
2 coast-to-coast goals in the first half there. Off hands, well done to Goey. He got it, but then turned it immediately over. Sam Collins takes the mark. Buller slipped over.
He's had 6 top 5 best and fairest finishes, Sam Collins. For 2 best and fairest wins.
2 Harleys.
Side, Holman.
That was a great spoil by Ned Long.
Ned Long mops up the footy as well for the Magpies. Numbers on the outer side here. Work forward here. Again now, Allen finds De Goey. Lays it off to Nick Dacos, the middle of Carrara. Sweeps a hand pass wide here. And there is Maynard. Loud chorus of boos for him by the home fans. He comes on this kick to left half forward. Can't quite find McCreary. It will be last disposal. Collingwood, Gold Coast Suns free kick. Didn't quite go on the full there to Bodie Hewlin from Noble. He retreats inside defensive 50 on the follow-up. John Noble and finds Mac Andrew. 11 points Collingwood's lead.
Yeah, happy with that though, Sprigsy.
Better voice from the Suns fans.
Yeah,
when they boo, the Collingwood Army generally comes over the top.
Yeah, that's it. I've said it before. It's like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. When you see the Collingwood fans around the grandstand, they're everywhere. Long kick from Noble, got off the hands of Moyle, and at ground level, it's a good scrap. Crisp for the Pies and Lombard for the Suns. Maynard over the top.
As a cacophony.
It's a cacophony of Collingwood fans. Off hands, Allen. His handball cut off there, picked up by Rowell. He's tackled it. It is still hot in the kitchen here. Rowell's handball goes backwards. Noble is worried off it there by McStay. McStay flicked it out, and the umpire says that was no intent to keep it in. It's going to be a free kick to the Suns. It's going to be going to Jai Murray, playing only his 5th game of footy.
Rising star nom 2 weeks ago at this ground against Hawthorn. Rowell, hurried hand pass off to Noble, but a high tackle. Free kick Gold Coast. Allen infringing on him. Noble back to Powell. Centre square here at Carrara. Fires the hand pass forward to Miller. Sends it deep inside 50. Walter leads up and takes the chest mark. 40 out directly in front.
You got to watch the footy, Pricey. And if you do that, anything can happen. That was a terrible kick. It went 45 degrees or maybe even less, but he was ready, Whitey. He was ready.
He was playing in front.
That's all you need to do. You love your forwards to do that, the big fella. He gets a huge kick of the ball. This won't be a problem for distance.
2 of their 3 goals against Fremantle last week, Jed Walter. Over at Perth Stadium, here he is from 45. Starts left, doesn't come back enough. Minor score for Jed Walter. Already has 1 goal this evening. Margin 10 points in the Pies' favour. 8-9-57, plays 7-5, 47. 5 minutes played in the third quarter. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Couple of points to start the quarter for the Suns as Houston brings it back in. Wrong kick to the outer side. Jeffrey did well to spoil Howe, but it comes out in favour of Harvey Harrison. He kicks it to right half forward to Buller. He kept running, did Harrison, from 55. Chips it into the pocket. Was Schultz dealt with illegally? No, he wasn't. I thought he might have been there. It was good defence regardless, but the ball skidded over the boundary line.
If
it gets to a really close game and then the Pies have got a point kick in, they're going to score. The Suns have got to work on this much better.
Throw in right forward pocket for the Pies. Off the hands of Moyle to Tuke Miller. Handball to Rowell. Rowell over to Bodie Hewland. He tapped it down into the path of Murray. It bounced over the boundary line again, so we'll get another throw in from the right forward pocket, just a few metres around from where it was last time.
They are attacking the Collingwood. They have got the pressure up. They want the play. Let's see if the Suns can respond.
Collingwood by 10. Hasn't gone beyond 17 points. The biggest lead of the game so far. Rowell head over it here as another stoppage may form inside 50 for the Magpies.
Scoring has slowed right up.
Moyle and Cameron, down it comes, reaching for it, Ned Long, lays the tackle, and the man who did get there first in John Murray. The umpire says, give it to me.
Is that technically another 2 names?
Jai Murray?
Yeah.
Murray's
absolutely.
Murray.
Umpire throws it up. Off hands now, Nick Dacos. Flying shot. You're kidding. Out of the pack. The tightest of angles, surrounded by opponents. He is a freak. Nick Dacos extends the lead for the Pies. 9-9-63, plays 7-5, 47. Blows back out to a 16-point lead.
Can't replace talent.
And the umpire was on the perfect angle because of where the contest was. It didn't even move. It was straight over his head.
It's one of those, chuck it on the boot.
Yep, out of the congestion.
A lesser player, we just hope for the best.
Yeah.
But not this Nick Dacos. He just beautiful. That is not even a step. That's half a step.
Yeah.
Off balance, throw it on the right slipper.
But the key for that is the pickup.
Clean.
So clean, one touch.
Straight into where...
And there's 3 Suns there.
Yeah.
Go for the smother. Why aren't they smothering?
It is the dictionary definition of instinct.
Yep. And it happened with Angus Anderson in the second quarter. Got a smother.
21 disposals for Nick Dacos. 7th score involvement of the game, his first goal. Clearance though for the Suns and Noah Anderson high inside 50. Again, Walter held. No free kick. Falls to Petrarca. And now Humphrey steps inside sub. He snaps from 45. Here is Bailey Humphrey right across the face for a minor score.
Centre square clearance.
9-9 plays 7-6. The Pies by 15 points. 8.5 minutes gone, third term.
Another point kick in.
Here's their kick-ins. Let's see. They just isolate. They're all one-on-one. And they say, can we get a free runner? Not this time.
So Houston wanders out of the goal square, has a bounce, and kicks it long towards centre wing. Off the hands of Darcy Cameron at ground level. It's big Ned Moyle who gathers, shrugs a tackler, handball to McAndrew. Back into the corridor to Tuke Miller, through to Rowell to Petrarca, gets around an opponent and dribbles one. Ben King gets in front, takes the mark, got away from Frampton. He only needed a little bit of space. But Ben King hasn't worried the scorers so far tonight. He'll go back and have a shot from 45.
First time they've stopped the point kick in from Collingwood.
And what about that from Petrarca? That's agility and threw it on with vision. And that's probably the difference between him and Rao. I mean, I know one is a Brownlow medalist and the other is Norm Smith medalist, but great class there for Petrarca.
So Ben King, 43-14 for the year. Let's go from 45, and that's just magnificent. It's what Ben King does. I heard him described as one-dimensional by a commentator, saying all he does is take marks and kick goals. Well, Jason Dunstall kicked over 1,000 doing that. Absolutely magnificent from Ben King.
Well, that's what he's there for, right?
That's what I thought.
Play to kick goals, not to watch them go over your head.
9-9-63, plays 8-6-54. 9 points the margin, the Pies lead.
Moyle, again, turnover.
Yeah.
He's a big body. He's causing damage when it can go into that one-on-one.
Yeah,
he hardly gets beaten.
He's been very competitive tonight against Darcy Cameron, which is what they needed. They needed that. They needed someone to stand up to him. He's a great ruckman, Darcy Cameron.
You like that I just bring in the big blokes for you to just get excited about Whitey? Usually I'm excited by the little blokes with speed. You know? Kick all the goals, make all the play. Should get paid more. But anyway.
There's a few of those out there anyway.
There's a few out there.
Ben King trails Charlie Curnow by 1. 44th goal of the season. Centre clearance, Nick Dacos. Hand pass off to Crisp on his preferred left side towards half forward. McCreary held by Noble.
Yeah, held, yeah.
And that will be a free kick going Collingwood's way.
Even McCreary was like, really? That was a free kick? All right, I'll take it.
He's got to come back. His mark. Yeah. He was off straight away by McCreary.
He's 5 metres inside the mark.
Set up inside 50 from McCreary, 60 from goal. Might land short in the pocket. In fact, does float through for a minor score.
Or kick.
Yeah, that was
He had 2 guys free. He could have kicked it too. And he went so long, it's too long.
Collingwood 9-10-64. Gold Coast 8-6-54. Margin 10. 11 minutes gone, third term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, Bodie Ulan bounces it to Noble in the right back pocket. Under pressure, he gets a kick away. Darcy Cameron perfectly placed for the Pies. Forward to centre wing. He just chips it into the path of Schultz. It went over the head of he and Bodie Ulan. Sweeping handball, McAndrew to Humphrey. Humphrey down the corridor to Tuke Miller. Flares it left. Beyond centre wing. Patterson in his debut. Couldn't quite reel it in. Well done. Confronted by Howe and Lipinski, who gathered. He chips it forward now to Tim Membry. 70 from goal at right half forward. He's gesturing and then wheels around the right side of the mark. Kicks it into the pocket. It's all Sun. Sam Collins just floats in front. Schultz was dealt with by Bodie Ulan. Collins at the top of the goal square.
Collingwood leads by 10. Midway stage of this third term. Here with Brett Sprigg, Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis, Jeff White and Jess Stewart here on ABC Sport. We'll preview Richmond Carlton up next. But
4-on-1 that kick.
Still a score to settle here at Carrara as it comes to Bodie Ulan. Unmarked down the corridor across to Will Powell. And now he exits defensive 50 to find McAndrew at half-back. And the Suns get some surge going here. Long kick down the corridor. Sort of swings late to the point of the square. Good marking. Patterson inside 50, off to Ben Long. He closes 40 out. Now will snap on the run. The milestone man in game 150. Last celebration as well from Ben Long. And he gets the Gold Coast Suns back within 4 points. 9-10-64, plays 9-6-60 at the 13-minute mark of this third quarter. Saturday footy, ABC Sport. Jeff White, Jason Ackermanis.
Little taste of revenge. That is revenge.
Yeah, a little taste of Dylan Patterson too. Just grabbed the ball and took off and gave the hands off to Long for that goal. So, yeah,
good
finish.
Mark, played on. And in the end, just a quick handball. He could have handballed it over the top of the Lombard, but just chucked it on the right slipper with a nice little just snap there. And, you know, you can say what you want, but when you're a coach, you say, listen, get that emotion out, go and win the ball. You want to make him pay, kick the goals, make sure you do the most damaging thing you can.
It was his famous shark fin celebration. That's his family's totem from up north. So
there you go.
Stuff from Ben Long.
Oh, we love that.
Oh, Spriggy, you bring it all, mate.
Oh, he's got some knowledge there, Spriggy.
He certainly has. Back into the middle. Jed Walter in the ruck. Over the top. Slaps it down, but it's cut off there by De Goey. Kick long inside 50. Oh, Membry with the double grabber. Couldn't quite, but then picked it up. Still got his boot to ball. It tumbles around. Well done, Harvey Harrison. Sweeping handball was cut off by Noble. Against his former club, runs to the arc. Half chased down, still got his boot to it. Good tackle by McCreary. Was picked up by Reid. Handball to Lombard. He stiff-armed side bottom. Got away from him and delivered a nice pass to Ben Long against Maynard, who spoils him. Oh, it's a battle royale on the boundary line as it's kept in. It dribbles to the arc. Humphrey to Noah Anderson. Who drills it? Oh, yes. This game has come alive at Carrara. The Sun skipper gets the lead back. 10-6-66 to 9-10-64. Suns by 2 points. And Long versus Maynard is worth entry fee by itself.
What about that? Right in front of Jess Stewart. How was it, Jess?
Oh, it was thrilling. You could see as soon as that contest happened that it was going to be on. When the ball went past them, they were going to go straight to each other. Maynard sprinted straight to the umpire after that goal was kicked and wanted to remonstrate with him and say what happened there, because he thought he was hard done by without getting a free kick. But the Suns really lifting in this contest at the moment.
I think Maynard is kidding himself because he gave away 2 free kicks before he got the free kick. Well, what he should have got a free kick for.
5th lead change of the game. Noah Anderson's goal. And of course, his leadership's being tested right now. 5 straight losses. Centre clearance goes way. McStay and the Magpies inside 50. McHenry catches the pack here as it's put away by Schultz. Off here to Sam Swadling, who can goal the run from 30 out. Only his 2nd career goal. What a reply. In career game number 3, and the Pies get the immediate reply and get themselves back in front. 10-10-70. The Gold Coast 10-6-66. We've now played 16 minutes in this 3rd quarter. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Just when you thought they weren't scoring, Whitey.
Yeah, centre clearances.
Centre clearances, out bang, very dangerous. That was, what would you call those? Are they backup ruckman or just
just a backup ruckman. Yeah, that was McStay jumping into Walter. He grabbed it out of the ruck and then went on his left foot. So I wonder if Walter's still in there. So they're going with the 2nd tier rucks.
Yes, I'm just going to say, as a small forward doing lots of things right tonight, Lockie Schultz, but that one, front and square, outstanding.
So it's Walter versus McStay. Walter got this one down. Rowell. Handball back over to Noah Anderson, up against Ned Long. He towed it out wider. Nicely picked up by Ezekiel, and he tried to sizzle the ball. It was cut off by Josh Dacos. He puts it out to Harvey Harrison. Boy, this kid can run. Gathers. Central ball. Noah Anderson couldn't take it. Ned Long. Handball Schultz. Schultz tried to break tackle. Still got the handball away. Ned Long from 40 has a snap. And on the line, it was a bit wide anyway. Sam Collins belts it through against Buller, so it's a rush behind. 71 plays 66, 5 points the margin. Pies lead.
I think he gave an ear massage too on the way through there.
I reckon that's compulsory for Sam Collins.
Intense. Damien Hardwick pops up on the big screen here as well. So a fair way to go in this game yet. Midway stage of this 3rd term. 17 minutes played. Magpies lead by 5 points.
It is again brother to brother.
Zeke to Bodie, lays off the hand pass back to the younger bro. Zeke Ewan from fullback, exits defensive 50. Holman waiting for it, couldn't quite control the grab. Magpies all around it, hand pass off the deck. Here it comes from McCreary, and now inside 50 from Maynard towards full forward. Too deep for Schultz. Membry's there. There was a hold on Bodie Ewan. That'll be a free kick for the Gold Coast Suns. And again, there's that mix of voices, isn't there? There's a lot of Pies fans here, almost outnumbering the home fans, that's for sure. In fact, they probably are. They usually do. Mac Andrew short to Noble and controls things in the left-back pocket. Collingwood leads by 5 points. 18 played 3rd term.
Oh, there's got a few things going this game, hasn't it? High octane. John Noble plays on. Oh, that's a floating sack. It just falls short of centre wing. Well contested by Will Power, who brought it to ground, but side bottom got it back over. Oh, clever tap. Lipinski into the path of DeGoey. He flicked it up for Ned Long to the runner Josh Dacos. It's a little 9-iron. Collins v Membry. Membry fisted it forward, and it's stuck under a couple of players. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 35 metres out directly in front of the Pies goal. They're in front by 5 points. Every player on the park forward of halfway. Now McAndrew gets his hands to it. Just a handball out into open space. Exploding onto it. McCreary, he was bumped off it by Walter. Brilliant play. And his central kick was cut off as a result by Ben King. And it's going to be a 50-metre penalty. Somebody went through the demilitarised zone. It's going to be Ben King who goes forward 50 metres.
Houston that was, I think. They came through there.
I don't think...
Well, it doesn't matter because this is the one guy you don't want to be kicking. I think it's 35 out straight in front.
The umpire has gone down to, I'd say 35-40. I wouldn't buy real estate off you, Wacker.
Yes, you would.
Yes, I probably would, actually. Ben King is having a crack from directly in front. He kicked one earlier.
The sharpest of sharpshooters this year.
And Ben King from 40 out. Kicks his second. and it's a milestone goal for Ben King. He puts the Suns back in front by a point, but that is his 300th goal in AFL footy. He is the biggest goal kicker for the Gold Coast Suns in their history. He's just extended that. Congratulations, 300 goals, the first Sun to make that milestone.
And that's why you can wear those coloured boots, Jeffrey.
Yeah, you started that.
I know. Well, it was Dermy first, and then I just sort of brought them back. But that was, I'm not even sure if that's really, it just was moving, I think, Houston.
Yeah, I think...
That's the pressure from Jed Walter.
Yeah.
That's what I
the
like
pressure.
about
Yeah,
that.
the pressure he put on McQuarrie was trying to square it into the corridor. The pressure from Walter was able to fuse that, then able to get the intercept mark.
We've just hit time on here in this third quarter. Ben King's now got 45 goals, level with Charlie Curnow in the Coleman medal race, which of course it was his outright by a fair way before Curnow's 6 last night. Well run down by Maynard off half back. Great chase and tackle by the Collingwood acting skipper. Braden Maynard.
Angry skipper, can I say that?
Oh, jeez.
He's very angry today.
Lead has swung 7 times in the game so far. 3 times in this third term. Kick down the line, intercepted by Moyle.
Great tackle, that poor kick.
And retreats inside defensive 50. It's there for Zeke Ewland. 21st disposal coming up for him. Gets it back via hand pass. And now left foot kick to the wing. Jeffrey waiting for it. Going up desperately in memory. Out the drop though, Bodie Ewland. Back to Mac Andrew. Well, re-go again here from right half back. Big pack grab from Ben Long. Crashed in late, controlled the mark, goes inside 50. 2-on-1 there in the contest. Got a couple to beat down there, does Ethan Reid. Now comes to Petrarca. Up against the boundary line, centering ball. Eyes for it down there in defence. Darcy Cameron marks it so well.
Positions himself so well. When the opposition ruck get the ball in between the arcs, he just goes, similar to Gawn, just go deep.
He's a good mark though, White.
Yeah.
Super mark.
Now Darcy Cameron plays on. Kicks it towards Swaddling, getting in front. Nice mark taken by Nick Holman. 70 out, right half forward for the Suns. Now he looks to measure one into the pocket, looking for Bailey Humphrey. Going back was Maynard. And did he spoil? Did he infringe? He did. The umpire has called that he chopped the arms. I'd love to see a replay of that, I think.
I think it was forward contact that he did.
Just front on. He wasn't looking
front
at
on.
the ball.
He didn't turn his body in the air.
So coming through with the flight. So Bailey Humphrey. Boy, talk about a kid under pressure. Ranked number 69 in the AFL last year, now 297th. From 40. He tries to kick a banana from 45. He's gone across the face of goal, out of bounds on the full.
Drop punts, man.
Still the Suns by a point, 72 plays 71.
How many possessions he's had then? Was his 6th possession just then?
10th.
Close. But just kick drop punts from there. Like, there's no need to do that. They're a better option. I say it all the time, Chris.
Suns lead it by 1. Holding kick to the outer side. 1 down by Moyle here for the Suns. And now dispossessed out there, McStay by Rowell. Onto it first, Collins. Bundled toward the boundary line. A great chase and tackle by Chris, his opposite number.
The tackling has been good. Both sides. Pretty much all night. It's been hot.
It's a pressure game. The Gold Coast Suns have lost 5 in a row for the first time since 2019, which was a horror year for them. Just to keep their season alive. The Pies chasing 3 straight victories to continue their ascent up the ladder. Petrarca out of the stoppage, high inside 50. Back of the flight, Humphrey. Needs to get hands to it there. First on it now, Nick Dacos across the defensive goal mouth. I'll go again from that last line as it does come wide to Angus Anderson. 2 goals for him so far tonight. He has the footy at left half back for the Magpies.
He retreats back inside defensive 50. Finds Puncher. Puncher to right half back, just outside the arc. Is Steele side bottom, who's held up, has a bounce and chips a little sand wedge forward to Ed Allen. He sweeps a handball forward to Darcy Cameron, confronted. And he's still in 2 minds, so he goes by hand back to Steele side bottom. He just launches it inside 50. Oh, good grab. Tim Membry versus Mac Andrew. Great body work, but what a set of hands. Took it about 45 out. He's on a tight angle to the right. He'll have to launch this one from outside 50.
Great grab. He knew where the drop of the ball was. He just had to check Mac Andrew and then go at the ball. Great set of hands.
Lack of body strength there from Mac. He's tall. He's got to fill out a bit.
Well, He's very tall indeed, but Tim Membry's got the edge on him as far as width goes, and that's poor marking from the Suns. Ned Long, handball backwards, and he gave it to... Oh, I would have loved that, Brayden Maynard. He had a flying shot from about 45. It peeled to the left and one behind. Levelled the ball game up at 72 apiece, but boy, Maynard would have loved that one.
He would have.
There's two Suns players that were just chatting at centre forward. That's why they were able to have that space inside forward 50.
Check out Bodie Hewland, finds Noble. Long driving ball to the outer side. Up in front, Jeremy Howe. Controls it so well through the air. And now comes back a little here to find Josh Dacos on the outer logo. 25 gone, third term. Scores level. 11-6 the Suns, 10-12 the Magpies. Josh Dacos goes wide to half forward, trying to find brother Nick, and it skids away from him out of bounds, just shy of the arc. So it will be last disposal, Gold Coast ball.
Another connection there. The brothers.
Yeah, 40 disposals between the Dacoses. Or the Dakai, if we're going to do it properly.
But they're not really kicking goals like their dad, let's be honest.
Well, let's face it, not many people could. It's Patterson, who was a very aggressive kick and gave it to John Noble, to Zeke Hewland, and he kicked it to right half back. Joel Jeffrey now takes it, chips it forward to Hewland again in front of Ned Long. He was brought down. He decides to get up and drill it straight up the corridor. Found Petrarca. Nobody standing the mark. Petrarca inside 50, looking for Walter. Drifting back. It was good work from Puncher. Got it to ground level. Picked up by Holman. He's tackled over the boundary line by Steele's side bottom. It's going to be a throw in. Right forward pocket for the Suns. Game's all tied up at 72 apiece. 26 gone, third term.
I'd love to see Walter just try and jump at the ball instead of trying to body all the time.
He's been up against it, but anyway, he's just opening up.
Just step back and just try and move, get his feet going and jump.
This is scores level on the stoppage. Paddle away towards Humphrey. Spun a 4-3-60 in the crisp tackle. Hand pass to the outside now. Miller gathers. Off here to Jeffrey. Keeps it alive. High kick back inside forward 50. Big flying spoil from Howe. And it comes now on the bounce to Membry. Wrapped up by Holman. Hurry kick inside 50 here. But it's defensive side of the ground now for the Magpies, and Nick Dacos just controls the footy towards Membry. Plays off the hand pass. They got some dash here off half back with Ned Long down the corridor, but Collins only player back there. Takes the intercept for the Gold Coast Suns. Scores remain level. 27.5 gone third quarter. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Michael Price.
So it's with Jepson. He has it now. Kicks it to centre half back.
Going wide here, but they're going to have to. They're right in front of us, but if they go through the corridor, they are going. They've opened it up. It is opening up, Ross.
Yeah, Noble just got it to Joel Jeffrey right in front of the commentary box here, just short of centre wing. Now he's going to look in. Boy, that's an aggressive kick, dangerous, but Will Powell arriving late and spoiling was Ned Long. Ball spills. Harvey Harrison over the top to Lipinski. He's tackled by Collins, and Bodie Hewland wrapped up as soon as he got it. No prior opportunity. The umpire will come in and throw it up about 45 out from the Collingwood goal.
72 apiece, scores level. Moyle slaps it down towards Holman unmarked, and now Rowell will exit defensive 50. Off half back he goes. Members side of the ground. It will fall there in a heap and lands favourably down there for Liam Puncher on debut. Gives it off here. They get the ball moving here. The Pies inside 50, 2-on-2. Reaching for it. Cameron inside 50 this time. Attacking side of the ground. Mac Andrew brings it away. Brought down by Angus Anderson. And it will be a ball in.
Angry, yeah. He was outside the boundary line there.
Forward 50 stoppage here for the Magpies. Scores level. 72 apiece.
Late in the quarter, both sides could do with a goal.
29th minute of this third term. Back in it comes. Moyle in front. Taps it to advantage here momentarily. Now it falls down here for a phenomenal effort there from Angus Anderson at the outside of the boot, but it's punched through for a minor score. Magpies back ahead by 1 point as we approach the half-hour mark of this third term.
So 45 inside 50s to 36. It equates to a 1 point margin in favour of the Pies. So here's Bodie Hewland. Has a bounce. Goes long towards the outer wing or centre wing here. It was Moyle who brought the ball down. Nice leap. Rowell picked it up. Handball backwards to Joel Jeffrey. Off one step, he kicks it into a pack. keeping his feet. Walter, who tried to get away, tackled by Maynard, and with some intent as well.
He's laid some big tackles this quarter, Maynard.
I reckon. Oh, boy, he gets a head of steam up. He loves a bit of it. You could actually picture Braden Maynard playing rugby league, couldn't you? He gets it, handball over the top to Josh Dacos. Dacos now to the point of the centre square. Mac Andrews spoiled. Front and square was Rowell. Couldn't pick it up. Lipinski did beautifully. Back to Ed Allen to steal side bottom. Here's Nick Dacos from 55. Magnificent central ball. Inch perfect. Finds Tim Membry. 45 out, slight angle to the left.
I reckon when Maynard got that ball, he looked over to the bench and it was McRae, and I reckon McRae said, go, just go. Play on really quickly. There's 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Just go. And that's what took off, and they were able to get that free-flowing inside 50 set shot from Membry.
And Nick actually used his left foot this time.
Yeah, great.
Chucks it on the outside of the roll.
13 disposals, 1 goal, 2 to Tim Membry. He's off the long run here. He'll have to kick this from right on the arc of 50. Gets some nice purchase on the Sharon. Kicks his second. Extends the lead for Collingwood to 7 points. 11-13-79 to 11-6-72. We played nearly 31 minutes of this third quarter.
Red time goal, that was.
That red time goal, yeah, that's exactly right. Once they had possession of the ball, just to take it on, just go. And that's why the kick from Josh Dacos came in quite central to the point. They'd normally kick it to that forward flank, get their numbers front and centre, and that's where Nick Dacos ended up being.
You see that sequence, though? It's actually Powell's, Rowell, I should say, fumble. He is a superstar. When you do that, no matter how good you are, you give the opposition a chance, they'll close you down, which they did. The turnover happened. A couple little sequence of handballs. I'm not sure about Lipinski's. If that's not a throw, it's a rugby league special, but they got away with it. Very nice.
Pies by 7. Dying Stages third term. Had 7 more scoring shots, all behinds. Centre clearance goes Matt Rowell's way for Gold Coast. Miller piles on top of this ball in dispute. Umpire locks it in for a ball up.
I reckon Rowell's been first possession, but he's not getting his hands free at the moment to get the handball off.
Pressure's too good.
20 touches for him so far, Matt Rowell's. There is our three-quarter time siren. What a game this is. We've seen the lead change 8 times so far here at Carrara on the Gold Coast. The Magpies 11-13-79. The Gold Coast Suns 11-6-72. Our scoreline here after 31 minutes and 47 seconds of that third quarter. 2 goals each for Dan McStay, Tim Membry, the most recent goal scorer in the game, and 2 for Angus Anderson. Singles to Seal Sidebottom, Jack Crisp, Sam Swadling in that third term as well, Nick Dacos and Harvey Harrison. Meanwhile, for the Gold Coast Suns, out to avoid a 6th straight defeat. 2 goals for Ben King to draw back level with Charlie Curnow in the Coleman medal race. Singles to Petrarca, Walter, Lombard, Noah Anderson, the skipper, Bailey Humphrey, Reid, Ben Long in his 150th, Patterson on debut, and Zeke Yuland also on the board as well. The Pies lead by 7 points. What does this final chapter have in store for us here in this Saturday twilight fixture? It's all coming up next, right here, Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
From Olympic glory to criminal infamy.
I went straight to the dark side.
In an ABC News documentary.
I didn't fear prison, I didn't fear anything.
Deep End, the Scott Miller story, streaming now on ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Off hands now, Nick Dacos. Oh, flying shot! You're kidding! Out of the pack. The tightest of angles, surrounded by opponents. He is a freak. Extends the lead for the Pies.
Patterson inside 50, off to Ben Long. He closes 40 out. Now will snap on the run. The milestone man in game 150. And he gets the Gold Coast Suns back within 4 points.
So Ben King, 43-14 for the year. Let's go from 45, and that's just magnificent. It's what Ben King does. Side bottom, got away from him and delivered a nice pass to Ben Long against Maynard, who spoils him. Oh, it's a battle royale on the boundary line as it's kept in. It dribbles to the arc. Humphrey to Noah Anderson, who drills it. Oh, yes. This game has come alive at Carrara. And Ben King from 40 out kicks his second. and it's a milestone goal for Ben King. He puts the Suns back in front by a point. To Tim Membry, he's off the long run here. He'll have to kick this from right on the arc of 50. Get some nice purchase on the Sharon. Kicks his second.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
It's always big-time stuff here every year when the Collingwood Magpies come to Carrara every July here on the Gold Coast. They lead by 7 points at the final change. Speaking of big time, it's always a headline event at the MCG for Richmond versus Carlton, which is where we find Ben Cameron. Ben.
Thank you, Spriggy. You certainly do. Carlton's pursuit of 10th continues tonight. No caretaker had ever won 4 in a row. Josh Fraser is trying to make it 7 straight here tonight. That's quite incredible. Richmond do get back Tom Lynch from a fractured larynx, so that's certain to help their cause up forward. Richmond are the only team this year as well, Spriggy, that have not scored 100 points. Carlton have done it once, which was last week against the West Coast Eagles, so I'm not exactly expecting a shootout here this evening. Richmond wearing a stealth jumper as well. Not many teams wear their traditional jumper all that often these days, but we'll see how that looks this evening. Can the Fraser Freight train keep chugging along? We'll find out next, Spriggy. Richmond and Carlton coming up.
Can't wait. Thank you, Ben. Two of our big 4 rivals there at the Melbourne Cricket Ground coming up next to finish off our Saturday slate in round 17. But I'm sure an enthralling final term coming up here on the Gold Coast. Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis.
Yeah, enthralling, all right.
Yeah, the Suns just need to get some free flowing of their game. They were a bit stop-start that quarter, weren't they? When they take the mark, particularly on the half-back line, this is where they miss Rioli. Noble's trying to do it, but when they have 2 in tandem there, they work quite well and they're able to have that springboard off the half-back line. But I noticed that Collins and Powell and McAndrew just got the ball back off the mark. No handball received. No one running to give handball receive. I reckon if they're a chance to win this, they've got to be able to do that. They just can't be. They can't afford to go back off the mark, kick down the line or whatever. Just that really slow non-momentum football, because Collingwood is set up really well behind the ball.
And it was like that early. We said there's no scoring. And then all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. It was like a title fight. What's it, a tennis match, back and forth. And you got to take your chances here, get it out of the centre, and you get these one-on-ones forward, and anything can happen. That said, Jeff Wright, you are spot on. A little bit of handball received. The Ewlands are doing it. That said, I know Zeke is a star, but he's a bit limited in that left side. Once he gets on that, he can't just come back on the right, and that's where he'll have to develop that weapon. He is doing that role that you're asking, but also any turnovers. It is opening up. It is a good game. It's got everything. This all should be a cracking last 4.
I'll sneak a text in here, by the way, for Pete from Ballarat. G'day. Fair dinks. I reckon there's nothing lower than fans of clubs bagging out their own players. We had a very opinionated Collingwood fan sort of admonishing Braden earlier. None of them understand how to build a successful club. Maynard bleeds black and white, plays hard on the edge, and plenty of opposition players will always hear his footsteps. He's the first one to fly the flag for his mates. Can't stand supporters who turn on their own players. Thank you, Pete, for your rebuttal.
Well, that's an opinion. You're allowed to have an opinion, and when you support your team, you do what you want, say what you want.
Keep the text coming, 0437 774 774. Nick Dacos now with 25 disposals to equal lead all comers. Noble also has 25 for the Gold Coast Suns, but Dacos going at 77% kicking efficiency with a goal in that third term and 10 score involvements in total. Pat Lipinski's up to 20 disposals as well with 5 score involvements. And you mentioned brothers Zeke and Bodie Ewland, 24 and 19 touches respectively.
So Team Ewland's got 43, Team Dacos has got 43.
That's all part of the deadlock here at Carrara. What a finish coming up here. The Pies lead it here by 7 points. Final term underway. As Moyle pulls up his ground ball, shares it with Tuik Miller. Hand pass goes straight to Jack Crisp. The Pies recover it, but Schultz is beat through the air by Zeke Ewland. So he'll slingshot them off halfback, kick a little too deep on that occasion for Leo Lombard. Recovered here by the Pies and Swaddling, and now Lombard turns tackler on that man getting up in Ed Allen. Umpire says give it to me for a ball up middle of Carrara, where it's still the Pies by 7 points. Early stages, final term.
Fair enough, there was no prior opportunity there. Umpire throws it up. McCreery shows strength Shrugs off a tackler, kicks it inside 50. Bodie Ulan did well. It was Tim Membry over the top. Gave away a high free kick. So the older of the Ulans,
the younger one,
kicks it to the younger one. You're dead right. Just to his right, Zeke puts it outside defensive 50 to right half back to Will Powell. He gave the handball to the run of Mac Andrew. And Ben King with a good pack mark in between Billy Frampton and Darcy Cameron, just beyond centre wing on the outer side. He puts a central ball in for Touk Miller. The Pies have set up well in front of him. He chips it 20 metres forward to Rowell. Rowell will go further out to the right to Zeke Ulan. He chips it again forward. He finds a young fella there in Jai Murray.
Still slow, though. Collingwood's got all their numbers back, including the ruck.
He's 70 from goal. He pokes it into the pocket, and that's a nice mark. Taken in defence there by Perryman.
The former Giant moves it by foot to Nick Dacos. He marks at the junction of 50.
Well, they got one bit right, Whitey. They handball receives at the halfback, so they're doing something.
And he's always White, Jeff White, never wrong. Here comes Josh Dacos through the corridor of Carrara. Up towards half of the big stage. Upward mark plays on from 50 inside towards full forward. Membry comes in open square and just smashes that into the second tier for his third. The Pies get the first of the final term. 12-13-85 to the Gold Coast Suns, 11-6-72. Margin now 13 points the way the visitors inside the opening 2.5 minutes of this final quarter. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Jeff White, Jason O'Connor.
There's a difference there, Acker, isn't it?
There's a stat up there. You and I can see it, but for the listeners, there's two boxes over. We can see through, and I know that they're looking at where the scores are coming from. And that number from the back half, from kick-ins, and of course that was the back pocket, will be devastating to them once they review this game, because that's what's hurting them.
And they're just slow into their forward line. Collingwood get the intercept, Wooshka, and they're going into open forward line because all their numbers are coming down.
So Suns winning possessions, contested possessions and clearances, but they're losing on the scoreboard. Most important part, clearance here from Matt Rowell, tackled immediately. He picks it up again and has another crack. Lobs a flying kick forward, and it's Dylan Patterson. The debutant takes the mark. He immediately looks for the lead on, and that's a nice kick. Ben King just did the body work early against Billy Frampton, and he had some space, took the mark, about 45 out. He's on a tight angle to the right.
The speed of Patterson, I know it's his first game, but it's going to be a weapon for the Suns.
He's got wheels, trust me.
He's
got wheels.
And then he just waited, and it was beautiful. He just worked off him, King, and just got him out of the way. Frampton had nothing, and easy kick into King.
So Ben King has got a couple. Strangely enough, here at his home deck, he's coming into the hoots of the crowd. He lets go from the arc of 50. He's a special talent. He is a special talent, Ben King. One-dimensional footballer who just takes marks and kicks lots and lots of big goals. That's his third. 12-6-78. The Suns still 7 points behind the Pies, 12-13-85.
That is something, Jeff White. That's what you want. Don't worry about one-dimensional. You still got to mark them, and you still got to kick them.
What you need is
there's 301 goals now.
Yeah, what you need is a response, and that's what they got just then. You need that. You need you need to kick a goal straight after you've had a goal against you. So good response there for the Suns. This is a great game. Really good game.
Wasn't it? Out of the centre scramble, could have gone either way.
Yep.
And made it work. You love that if you're a Suns fan.
So 3 goals now takes back the outright Coleman lead from Charlie Curnow. 46,
more important.
Mate, well, I keep mentioning it, don't I?
Yeah. Yes.
It's 46 goals on the year now. Restart back in the middle. Noah Anderson had his run blocked by Ed Allen. Mopped up here for the Pies and swaddling. Short kick down the line. Nick Dacos chopped the arms there of Miller. Play on Gold Coast. Petrarca dumped by the Degoe tackle. Comes to Moyle. Hurried high ball inside 50. One-hand attempt down there from Lombard. Got it away here towards Humphrey. Hand pass a little too hot. Petrarca bounced onto it now. 60 from goal. Flare it across toward the right half, the forward flank.
Zeke.
And he's out there with Zeke Uland. Been busy in this game so far. Short kick to find Humphrey. He's 55 from goal. A patient build here for the Gold Coast Suns. They trail by 7 points. Long driving ball from Humphrey towards full forward. Up from the back. Walter reaching. Can't get there. Holman's there as well. Can't get boots of ball. Wrapped up by 3 Magpies. Umpire says, give it to me. At full forward for the Gold Coast Suns, who trail by 7 points. 6 gone final term.
Still dangerous. This is their best part of the game, isn't it, Whitey?
Yeah, good kick too. Dangerous spot.
Very crowded forward 50. It's hacked out of there by Crisp for Collingwood. Gets to the arc. Sam Collins meets it. Flung a handball out. Holman tackled by Perryman. Just inside the arc at left half forward for the Suns. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. A crowded forward line for the Suns. Moyle got it down to the arc. Holman under pressure. Puts a high ball inside 50. Howe flew. It went through his hands. It bounced off the leg there. I think it was Bailey Humphrey. It dribbled across the ground and went out over the boundary line. Left forward pocket for the Suns. There'll be a throw in. Ties by 7.
I'm liking Moyle, Whitey. He's been huge tonight.
Yeah. He's hanging back there. Let Walter take the
stoppage. Walter and Cameron. First hand to it. Holman. Hand pass off to Miller. Fires it back to Noble. 26 disposals for him tonight. Miller puts them back inside 50. Running start Humphrey. Blocked down there by Perryman, and now Josh Dacos off to the Goey. They'll move their way off half-back here, the Magpies. It's a neat-looking kick down the line. Looking to find Membry. Mark wasn't paid. Membry follows up, though. It was great delivery from McCreary from half-back. They go inside forward 50. Unkind bounce from McAndrew. Next day, suckers off the ground from 45 and then tumble through.
World Cup.
World Cup stuff from Dan McStay for his food. And a timely goal for the Pies to put them back out by 13. And in fact, they're 13, 91. The Suns, 12, 6, 78. 8 minutes played, final term. Saturday footy, ABC Sport with Jeff White and Jason Ackermanis.
For the listeners, it was he got tackled, brought it back inside, and then it was a bit of a fumble there from McAndrew. And McStay was right near it. He just put a slipper on it, and it actually went like a drop punt. Perfect. It went like a drop punt off the ground. And
just kept going.
Just kept on going. Just skidded through.
Yeah, you got that little bit of dew. Just McAndrews there. But too tall. It was right at like a Yorker. Just missed that one. Yeah. The killer got out the back and classy goal. Not that he means to do that.
Well, you've got to take your luck when you can get it, I suppose. Acker, here's the clearance for the Suns, though. It gets out there. It's Adensel inside 50. Perryman spoils for the Pies. Josh Dacos back to Perryman. He handballs it off to Ned Long. Now to Nick Dacos. That's a nice floating kick, but it bounces away from Lipinski. Goes over the boundary line, so it'll be a last touch or last disposal free kick to Noble.
They two on the mark there, the Pies.
Noble inboard to Rowell. His kick missed the target, and it was dangerous for the Suns. Picked up by Nick Dacos. Handball to Josh. Through to the Goey. Now to Ed Allen. Little chip to Schultz. One error and they will kill you, Collingwood. Lockie Schultz takes the mark on the chest. About 15 out, slight angle to the right.
Once again, the connection inside forward 50. Ed Allen's running to his left and then just had to just kick it into space. Favoured side of Schultz. Great kick. He could have blazed, but he just lowered his eyes and kicked it to the favoured side.
He's only had the 6 disposals, but he's had 7 tackles, Lockie Schultz. 4 score involvements. He comes in and knocks through his first goal. Extends the lead for Collingwood. They are now out by 19 points. 14-13, 97 to 12-6, 78. We played 9.5 of the final term on ABC
fast
Sport.
Movement through the arcs, Acker. This is when they turnover and the using the hands from behind, and even though there wasn't any marks in that chain, it was running in numbers. Tagoe comes at the ball, gives the hand pass off. Dacos gets the intercept. They're just working in numbers. They're getting numbers to the ball. They're clean below their knees, and a great inside forward 50 kick there from Ed Allen to set up the goal.
Even that sequence just back here, hit Lombard, he's having the shot on goal. It's just centimetres here.
It's a new game-high lead for the Magpies. They hadn't gone beyond 17 points in the first half. Back in the middle, Cameron versus Moyle. Slick work by Cameron out of the middle, kick towards half forward, spills away from the Goey, mopped up now for the Suns, and Adensel leads his way through a bit of traffic and now shares it with McAndrew, and he flares his kick wide in the direction of Ben Jepson. He's lost 3 of his 4 games so far in his career. Comes back to centre-half back for the skipper, Noah Anderson. And again, they'll switch back to this members' side of the ground. Joel Jeffrey exits defensive 50. Noble puts himself in space. 11 minutes gone, final term. Plenty of time left here for the Gold Coast Suns, but they have to begin their assault now. Down by 19 points for the first time in this game.
Making him defend at the moment. That's all they're doing.
Zeke Hewlin from fullback finds Noah Anderson.
It's just
back edge of the square.
Slow footy.
Got to make a move.
Can they find their punch here, the Gold Coast Suns?
Got to go. They've got to go. They've got to create movement up ahead. If they move, then creates movement, but it's just really stagnant at the moment.
Zeke Hewlin was a stationary Sharon in his hands and now kicks down the line.
There's the stop play.
And Jack Crisp forced the contest there on Ben Jepson. It's off hands for a throw-in on the outer side of the ground. Magpies by 19 points here. 11.5 gone final term. Here with Brett Sprigg, Michael Price, Jeff White, Jason Ackermanis, Jess Stewart here on ABC Sport.
Throw in, centre wing out of side. Moyle got it down. Ned Long in for the Pies, though, got there first. He promoted it forward, picked up by Powell, but Ned Long followed up, dislodged the ball. Now it's with Touk Miller. His handball cut off and immediately it rebounds into the arms of Membry. Membry wheels around, puts it to a one-on-one. Joel Jeffrey got rid of Schultz. Did nice body work, took a defensive mark. Puts it to the top of the goal square to Sam Collins. Over to the left-back pocket. Now to Noble. Noble now goes long down the line. It's John Murray, the 19-year-old. He's got nowhere really to go. Looks back. It's an aggressive kick back towards the corridor. Short of the wing, McAndrew. There is a man on his own on the outer side. He picks him out. It's Jepson. Takes the mark, puts it towards King, got rid of Frampton, the ball stays in, King picks it up and then Frampton comes in.
Nasty.
Now, it was that, I should have actually picked that one. It wasn't Frampton, it was a tracer bullet called Maynard, who knocked not only the ball through, but Ben King through for a rush behind.
Ben King into the post.
97 plays 79, 18 points the margin, Pies lead.
Head hit the goalpost on the way through, Ben King, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. And Jeff Stewart on the boundary. I know they're big on these things, certainly have been for a while as far as head injuries, but seems even more caution this week as the Pies have it at right half back.
One-on-ones everywhere.
Harriman pumps it down the line. Pack forms on the wing, and a free kick here for a hold. Going Gold Coast Bay advantage. Paid Humphrey. Let's fly from 50, unguarded square. Didn't the Suns need that? 2 goals for Bailey Humphrey to keep the Gold Coast spark alive in this game and the season. Margin back to 12. It's the Magpies 97, the Suns 85. 14 gone final term. Down to Jess Stewart on the boundary.
It looks as though the doctor has gone out to Ben King just to check with him, of course. As you mentioned, they took Lachie Neale off the other night in a stoppage, so after he had a bad head knock, so just keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, Lachie did, he tried to get up, Lachie, and then he sort of stumbled over, which didn't look good. He probably just, I think anyone getting up like that should be stumbling. That said, what about, that is taking advantage. Yeah. The little fake from Humphries, and don't you love that? He just slotted it like a seasoned professional that he is.
The situation last night too, Nick Caulfield taken off by the AFL independent doctor as well for an assessment. So we'll see.
It's a good rule. It's a really good rule.
Well, it's imperative that we look after the head with the, well, I suppose the more concussions in the game. Nick Dacos with the clearance here. A long kick towards Schultz. Couldn't quite pick it up. Nicely picked up by Bodie Hewlin. Sweeping handball through to Jai Murray. He gets around his opponent. Kicks it towards left half forward. Ethan Reid battling against Frampton. They bring it to ground. Side bottom. He gathered. He was tackled by Lombard, who dislodged the ball. Reid got it for the Suns. Back to Lombard. He's hemmed in by Houston. Handball backwards. He put Noble under enormous pressure. Noble got it back to Lombard. Tackled by Nick Dacos over the boundary line, right in front of the ABC Sport commentary box, to the hoots of the Suns crowd. There will be a throw in. It's the Pies by 2 goals.
The pressure.
15 minutes gone of this final term, and the pressure is high, Acker. You're dead right.
2 goals in it. Back in it comes on the members' wing. Bursting through Adenshaw for the Suns. Got the hand pass back here to Bodie Hewland. Let's fly from the defensive side of halfway. Forster still solid on the Magpies, and off to Howe. 2 veterans combined. Snap kick down the line, picked off by Noble. Adensall runs straight to the brick wall of Jack Crisp. And the umpire says, give it to me for a ball up.
Well, it's turnover city at the moment. It's which team can just have that calmness.
16 gone, final term. Magpies by 12. Powell behind the stoppage. Gets hands to it. Hand pass now comes wide of Noah Anderson. Back here now for Bodie Hewland. Long raking right foot kick inside 50. Reed's in the contest. Down there with Jeremy Howe, mopped up by Leo Lombard in the pocket, fires it back to Reed. 45 from goal, centering ball, trying to find Ben Long. It's too wide of him. Lipinski's there first. Good nudge there from Long to just place Lipinski. Now it comes here on the bounce. Hand pass inside back to Humphrey, who can snap from 25 out. Bailey Humphrey's got 3. There's 1 goal in this game. Magpies by 6, 14-13, plays 14-7. We've now played 17 minutes in this final term. It's always showtime stuff here. The Suns and the Pies at Carrara. What a finish we have coming up.
But that, Jeff, that is chaos footy, turnover footy. Who could be cleaner? Who could get it through? It's opened up, but can you make it count? And that was just a sequence of play. You just love that. And you love to be a player out there too at times when you kick those goals.
Just a fast play. That's all it was. Just get it on, push it on.
A man whose impact has been questioned recently, Bailey Humphrey, of course, having a big dip in form in his career. What a moment. 3 goals now for him. This game is so alive.
Some guys can handle it. Some guys can't when you're in the contract year.
Yeah.
Some guys just play the... David Wirapunda used to only play his best footy when it was contract year.
Oh, look at Zach Butters.
Oh, ball thrown up. Moyle got it down. Rowell tackled off it by Ben Long, picked up by McStay. He launches one inside 50. McAndrew engages with Membry. The ball spills between the two of them. Kicked off the deck to Jepson. Jepson now measures a pass to Ben Long, who's being marked by Maynard. That is superb. Handball forward to McAndrew. He kept running. Kicked it towards an arc of 50 through the hands of Puncher at the back. Bailey Humphrey on fire. He handballed it back to Rowell. Central ball, Jai Murray. Nicely spoiled. It goes to Deck. Lombard under pressure. Bumped off it as he kicked. Good pressure from the Pies. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full. It's going to be Billy Frampton's free kick in the left back pocket.
It was a great kick from the Suns inside forward 50, but Collingwood closed it down really well.
Pies by 6, 18 gone final term. Frampton pumps it long beyond defensive 50 through the hands of Moyle. Mopped up out there by Petrarca. No, he's dispossessed by Swaddling. Pies get the run going here off half back as Membry dummies a hand pass, works it back. Harrison coughed it up now. Petrarca pressured him up against the boundary line and will throw it back in.
Yeah, he's pretty filthy too, Petrarca. You reckon they threw it earlier? We just look at the replay. Well, no, that was a handball, but
that's a good handball.
A good energy and good pressure there. This is what they need.
Membry's been dangerous.
Magpies by 6, approaching time on here in the final term. Moyle wins it down here. Rowell gathers it cleanly. Hand pass not so good though. Put back by Ed Allen. Snap toward 50 now for the Pies. Sport over McAndrew. Out the drop. Rowell again. Back to Adensall. He's dispossessed up against the boundary line for a throw-in. There was last touch. It was a hand pass. So Collingwood's ball forward of halfway.
They've got to be high alert here, the Suns. Moyle going back into the hole, which is good.
So Swaddling goes to the right of the mark. It's a low burning kick off hands. McCreary fires a handball to Anderson. Anderson got it back to Harvey Harrison. Has he taken high? Yes, he was, Whitey. He was claimed, but he was claimed illegally by Joel Jeffrey. He's going to get the free kick 30 metres out, angle to the left.
Not a difficult shot, but that's the whole point, isn't it? You've got to be able to win the ball. You've got to be able to... Once you win it, you've got a chance. And the free kicks come when you do get your hands on the ball.
So Harvey Harrison has 1 goal, 1.
HJH.
Nice headband too. There's not too many running around at the moment. From 40, Harvey Harrison pushes it to the right. One behind, but it could be an important behind. 98 plays 91. 7 points the margin, the Pies.
21,000 or so the crowd. Get to Jess Stewart very shortly as Patterson gets up there on the members' side. Comes down to Walter. Off here to Holman. Right to the boundary line here, and now it's brought over for a throw-in. Just by the way, Jess Stewart. Ben King still on that Gold Coast Suns bench.
Yeah, he is still on the bench, but I think he's having a break. He's about to come back on right in front of me at the moment, so he was just having a rest.
Okay, Collingwood by 7.
That's another handball.
Hit the 20-minute mark.
Under pressure.
Back in it comes Moylan Cameron. Petrarca popped up in the path of Lipinski. Side bottom off here again to Angus Anderson. And his kick is turned over, marked by Bodie Ewan at centre-half back for the Suns.
He peels off to right half back and finds Jeffrey. Has a bounce, held up. Now he just chips one further afield.
He was going there. He just had no one coming at him. They were all running laterally instead of actually chipping up.
And Long wanted the long. He just sort of just come out.
That's with Ben Jepson, who's done some good things tonight. Launches one long towards the arc. Cameron had the front position spoiled by Ethan Reid, and that will put the ball in the arms of Ned Long, immediately claimed. So there's going to be a ball up on the arc at right half forward for the Suns. Moyle wastes no time, slaps it towards Ben Long. It's flicked out. Well done there by Swaddling. Handball backwards to Josh Dacos. Barely the required distance. It reaches Perryman at left half back.
Ben Long's just gone through Dacos. Josh Dacos too.
Moves it quickly, Perryman.
It's another victim.
Yeah.
And guess who's over there remonstrating?
And Allen on the outer side. Up the line they go. Allen kept running, receives a hand pass. Miller is chasing him. Room to bounce for Allen. Fires the hand pass out in the path of the Goey. Can't battle to advantage. Got some pressure there from Noble coming the other way. And now Humphrey off half back for the Suns. Corridor hand pass to Petrarca. Wide to Patterson on debut. Fires it back to Petrarca. Oh, it's a bit untidy. Pressure came there from Ned Long. Ball in dispute. They all pile in now. And now big dumping tackle there on Perryman and Patterson. Umpire says that's balled up.
This is what it's about at the moment. It's on, it's hot, they want to move it quick. It's turnover after turnover. Who can make them pay?
The unmistakable voice of Brownlow medalist Jason Ackermanis here on ABC Sport. Magpies by 7. 23 gone final term here at Carrara. Noble at this stoppage. They'll be out of it now. Swaddling, hand pass off to Ned Long. They've got some dash going here with Harrison. Works it forward by hand. Out in some space. Mix stay inside 50. Pedals to advantage. Gets the hand pass off here. Back to Swaddling. He turns, centres. And it's chopped off by Holman. No mark paid. Trying hard there for the Magpies is Membry, and again those red jumpers pile in defence and will ball up 40 out from the Pies attacking goal. 7 points their lead, 23 gone final quarter.
5 minutes to go. They're trying to get Nick Dacos. He's come on the bench.
Oh, it's a packed forward 50 for Collingwood. To go through the pack. Semi-smothered as the ball dribbles towards the pocket. Bodie Ewell.
He could be holding the ball.
Well, he dived close to it, and McCreary jumped on him.
That should,
Straight in the back.
Well, I reckon
they don't pay it anymore.
50 cents each way, I reckon, as the ruck contest happens. Picked up by Allen. Allen snaps across the face of goal. It stays in.
Oh, no.
And no, it takes a right angle bounce, goes over the boundary line. So we're going to get a throw in the left forward pocket for Collingwood. They're leading this by 7 points, and I reckon we've got just about 5 minutes left. Umpire throws it in. It's a packed forward 50. Moyle got there first. Put it into the path there. Off the step. Lipinski. That's a floater. That's a ripper. Off one step, Patrick Lipinski. There was an inside-out torpedo that basically fell through, and it takes Collingwood to a 13-point lead. 15-14, 104 to 14-7, 91. Jess Stewart's on the boundary.
Nick Dacos just coming back on right now. He celebrated that goal more than anyone else, even from the bench. So 4 minutes to go. He's had a good rest, and he'll look to run this out for Collingwood.
I was going to say, you look for those forwards that are moving. Lipinski, DeGoey, they're all at that stop play, and Lipinski. But once again, the Suns plays near it, not going the smother.
Yeah.
Not going the smother. They could have saved 3 goals tonight with this smother.
Yeah, the reaction, that was a floater that went through. You've got to take that. They've had a couple of them tonight.
Got a smother.
Off the ground, but that said, it's still not over. If they win this is centre square stop is vital. And I tell you, Moyle, I don't care what you say.
Left foot, hit it forward.
He has been enormous. And this whole quarter, he's just tapped it to his fellow son, and it's been awesome.
He's just got to hit it forward.
100th game as a Magpie, Pat Lipinski, so a club milestone. Big goal. They lead by 13 points from the restart. Hacked forward by Ed Allen. We'll go high towards half forward. Jeffrey reads it well through the air. And it takes the mark at right half back now for the Suns.
Gotta go. Too slow.
They need 3 goals with about 4 minutes of game time left. Jeffrey sends the kick. It was perfect.
I think we just heard Hardwick.
Zeke Hewlin comes in more to fight Adensall. They get the run going here. And Adensall knows. Calms things down here for the Gold Coast Suns. Now goes from 65 out. Needs Ben King. There's a fly from Ben Long. It'll come into the pocket now. Mopped up defensively by Sidebottom, up against the boundary line. No, the umpire says it was over for a throw-in. So now a forward 50 stoppage coming up here for the Gold Coast Suns, who trail by 13 points. 26 gone final term here at Carrara.
Desperately requiring one.
Yeah, it was 2 boxes away. We could hear him yell out, kick it.
Every player on the park's forward of the centre circles. Umpire throws it in, right forward pocket for the Suns. Off the shins of Crisp. It gets kicked out towards the boundary line, and well done by Schultz, who covered it all up, took it over the boundary line, right half forward for the Suns, or left half back for the Pies. 55 out from goal.
They've got Adelaide in Adelaide next week, the Suns.
Don't need to worry about that right now. They're going to have to score. They're going to have to score.
Oh, the umpire throws it in very softly. Acker, you'll be hating that. As Noah Anderson was grabbed low, still got the handball away. Jack Crisp retreats inside 50. Handball backwards to Maynard, who belted as he kicked, but went through the hands of Moyle, picked up by Steele Sidebottom. It went back to Allen. Allen kicked it down the outer wing. McAndrew from the rear position spoiled. McStay dived towards the ball. It stacks on the logo. We'll get a ball up.
Well, I tell you what, there must be budget cuts here because our TV is now not working in here. But this could go down the wire. They need to score in the next minute, I reckon.
Pies by 13. Noah Anderson got away from the tackle of Nick Dacos. Now the hand pass comes back to Zeke Hewlin. Off to Collins. Powell goes dashing off half-back. They'll switch back members side here, the Gold Coast Suns. With Bodie Hewlin. Back edge of the square he goes. High kick down the corridor towards a 2-on-1. Floating across. Mark was schooled by Maynard. Out the drop there. Lombard put down the tackle of Maynard. And now Holman circling forward as well. Lipinski off the deck. That was a throw to Chris. Umpire didn't call it. Pies keep possession. Josh Dacos back to Lipinski, who just thumps it back down this wing. Up in front. Powell, second bite, paid the grab. They'll go forward of halfway into the Suns. They trail by 13 points, 28 gone final term.
Central ball towards the corridor. Noah Anderson just short of centre wing. Crowd urging him to get a move on. 2.5 minutes left to play. He's still holding on to the ball.
I've forgotten how to win here.
Yeah.
It's a long ball towards a contest. Moyle will be the one to fly at the front. Fisted forward by Frampton. Pies will get away here. Allen, little chip kick into the path of Membry. It skids away from him though. Over this dewy Carrara turf. It's going to be a last disposal free kick. It'll go to Will Powell right in front of us. He chips it forward, finds Holman.
Get on with it.
Hang your hands.
Oh, they're just soaking up seconds. They cannot afford to waste here, the Suns. Holman now, the left foot pass, hits Lombard. He's very tight, well, against the boundary, just outside the arc. Now a central ball. There will be a big pack flying. Ben Long, McAndrew, front and square, Petrarca. Nicely done, Cameron. Got it to Allen, now to Sidebottom. They're out, the Pies.
The rebound here for the Magpies. The veteran finds the going on the outer side. He holds it for a moment. Just takes some pace out of the game. Time might be on their side. The scoreboard certainly is.
Sensational kick by Sidebottom, man.
The goey hand pass to Perryman.
They'll go into slow mode now.
Harley Harrison.
They've got a man up.
Back to Perryman. Magpies lead by 13. Time running out now for the Gold Coast Suns.
Can they finally go?
Bodie Hewlin goes from that right back. Ben Long crashing in Maynard. That's the matchup we're all watching here. Humphrey bursts through as well. Hand pass off to Moyle. He slips the tackle of Lipinski. Goes inside 50. Too deep for Lombard. Well, it falls here for Walter. Hand pass to McAndrew. Gets it back to Lombard, who can snap from 20 out. He misses. That's the game. Magpies by 12. The Suns still need 2 goals. We're about to hit the half-hour mark of this final quarter.
2 goals in 58 seconds.
Collingwood's tackling pressure tonight. 75 tackles to 42. And again, Damien Hardwick will lament the Suns. 33 down in that category as Nick Dacos plays on from fullback, has a bounce, launches it short of centre wing. Membry, and out front and square was Schultz, who's had a great night. Handball backwards to Crisp. He just launches a kick forward, but the Suns have got it covered. Collins to Noble. Noble forward. Petrarca takes the mark, wheels around onto the right foot, gets it inside 50. Juggling mark Ben Long. Takes it in front of Maynard.
Ben Long plays on. Has a go. I reckon he's got it through. He has. Well, it's only one goal the difference. Ben Long has kicked his second. 15-14-104 to 15-8-98 with about half a minute to go. Could we get a draw here?
We are right next to the time, guys, and I can see them. They've got a smile on their face. This is tight. 24.8 seconds. Talk about winning a clearance. I'm glad they got the 6-6-6 now. This makes it a super ending. If they could just win this one and be clean, look out.
31 minutes played. A goal of difference. I mentioned 3 of their past 4 occasions. Margin 11 points or less.
There's another one.
They've put Memory on the wing. So smart play here. So Memory's gone down basically right on the half-back flank. So he's going to try and go straight into the D50 straight away. He's right on the point.
And another one in the...
So
another one in defence, I think.
If they get a quick kick out of here from the Suns, Memory's going to... That should be sick.
The umpires already warned them, so it's forensic analysis here by all the umpires on all points of the square.
It's the umpires that got them out of that.
Collingwood by 6 points. It's all important. Centre restart. Moyle v Cameron. Down it comes. Allen slung to ground by Noah Anderson. Will ball up again. 20 seconds on the clock.
19.7.
21,000 plus in the building. Moyle from behind, and now Powell does take Nick Dacos high. That might do it.
Could be a 50 too.
There's a fist bump from Nick Dacos as well as he wins the free kick and might just win the game. As the seconds tick down, he kicks to the outer side. Under the bright lights on the Gold Coast of the Strip, the Magpies turn down the dimmer switch on the Suns' quest for a repeat finals campaign. And in the process, they get 3 wins in a row. They win here by a kick. The Magpies hang on the Gold Coast. They had some mid-season holiday classics, these two sides. 6 points difference. Didn't get beyond 19 points for the entire game. That was the Pies' lead midway through this final term. The Gold Coast Suns then did kick a couple on the trot to pull it back and couldn't quite overhaul that lead. So with that, the Magpies condemn Damien Hardwick's Suns to a 6th straight defeat, their worst losing run since 2019. 104 plays 98. The Pies win here. So the Magpies with their 8th win of the campaign, and that will now jump them up from 10th to 9th. So again, they're still halfway, half a game behind the Dogs. And of course, we'll bring you Richmond versus Carlton at the MCG coming up very, very shortly. The goal kick is here. 3 all-important goals for Dan McStay in the end. Also for Tim Membry for the Magpies. We saw 2 for Angus Anderson in that first half. Singles to Lipinski, a very important goal at the end. Lockie Schultz, steel side bottom, crisp for his 100th AFL goal. Swaddling, Nick Dacos, Harvey Harrison all on the board for Macrae's Magpies with this 6-point win. Meanwhile, for the Gold Coast Suns, 3 goals for Ben King to overtake Charlie Curnow and take back the Coleman lead. 3 goals for Bailey Humphrey. There were some big moments there in that last quarter. 2 goals for Ben Long, his 150th. Singles to Petrarca, Walter, Lombard, Noah Anderson, Ethan Reid, Dylan Patterson on debut, and Zeke Yuland as well. While we catch our breath, Jeff White, Jason Ackermanis, your summation on what we've witnessed here at Carrara. Another absolute classic for these two sides.
Again, another great game. That's why you pay money to see good footy like that. You'd be happy. Had everything. Emotion, had guys running 100 metres to make more problems for themselves. That emotion at half-time was going to be interesting. And to their credit, both sides came out and they played footy, albeit hard and tough. They had their chances too, those two bullheads there, Ben Long and, of course, Maynard, and they get squared off a couple of times. It's quite entertaining. That said, I mean, look at the scoring shots, another 6 scoring shots. Collingwood were dominant in a lot of patches, more patches. They played better for 60-65% of that match. The Suns, though, I know they're losing, but if you're a Suns fan and you're out there and you're probably upset because it's 6 in a row, there's some good signs. That said, Jeff White was all over it. Play on, get it on, chaos. Yeah. When you played chaos, you were better. You had a chance to win the game, and they nearly did. It was amazing. It was amazing in the end.
Well, that's why they were so dangerous last year. I just don't think they've adapted to what other clubs are doing in relation to this handball received from behind.
Yep.
You eliminate the man on the mark straight away. So you're playing 17... You're playing 18 versus 17.
Yeah,
but they went back and Dimmer's 2 boxes away from us and he's yelling out, kick it.
I can see
Get the ball moving.
Imagine what he's going to say now after the game. He'll be pleased with a lot of parts of that game.
A lot of parts of the game, but I just think, Aka, they still need to play this brand of footy because that is... You play with what you've got, right? You've got pace, you've got skill, you've got elite midfielders, you've got a great forward line. Play on.
Boyle was great. Patterson's debut. You had Lombard. You had Humphreys playing better than he has for 2 months.
I just think there's patches and there's times where you've got to, pull back the ball. You got to go that slow mo. This is the best sides in the competition right now do that. They go from fast to slow, take momentum, get that away from the opposition. And they're just not doing that at the moment.
21,072. So that's just the 13th time in history Carrara has nudged a 20,000 plus crowd. It's not quite in the top 5 as far as the record crowds against
everyone's got
the Pies or anyone. But yes, it was still an atmosphere. It was electric, wasn't it?
It was
especially
wonderful
in that second half. The big talking point will be that melee at half time. So in which Braden Maynard appeared to make contact with the umpire.
You can see the memes now, with the money. The
AFL, absolutely.
The AFL.
It all sort of came about from that contact between Ben Long and Braden Maynard. So that will be a discussion point. There were a lot of jumpers being punched and all kinds of
Did they change that rule? So. Was Swanee, he changed that grab and punch rule because I still think I've been punched and they hurt just the same without the bloody jumper.
Yeah.
So
that's a fine now instead of a suspension, I think.
Definitely.
There's a bit going on in that melee.
So. Pretty much all the players were involved. Even came on the bench when it was at a half-time whistle went. So
there's only 2 players and they were reluctantly, I think it was Schultz and McStay were out here and eventually they wandered in and got involved.
If there's 21,000 here, I reckon there's close to 15,000 Magpies fans. They've mostly stuck around as well as they dispersed. The players dispersed to all corners of Carrara to show their appreciation. 3 straight wins now for them. They also keep that quirky record intact, Aka.
You're spot on again.
That is now... They're unbeaten, so they're 8-0 against sides in the bottom half of the ladder. They are no wins, 7 losses, 1 draw against sides in the top half of the ladder.
Yes.
And now they're 9.
Or they're above them. Is that what you were saying?
Correct.
So if you're above them, they lose. If you're below them, which they were.
However, the context there, though, is that their past 3 defeats have been by 8 points or less. So they had a draw as well and another loss by 6 points before that. So they had some close calls with good teams.
Right at this point in time, they play North Melbourne next week. So that means they lose.
So,
because they're above. That's right.
Did they jump North on the... North are
above.
Collingwood are now above North.
Oh, they're above them? There you go.
North plays tomorrow, don't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
North play Port tomorrow. That's a big game.
This could be good.
It's intriguing, sort of round 17 footy. So a long way to go yet, but that's the situation for the Pies. Now, the Gold Coast Suns, I mentioned, now 6 straight losses. So we'll pick that apart in the back end of our broadcast here. You're going to stick around, Pricey, with the boys as I catch my cab out of here very soon. We will get all the reaction from Jess Stewart in the Magpies rooms as they come back towards this members' side. And they will sing that song with gusto, Aka, because they saw it through. They led by 8 points at quarter time, 12 points at the half, 7 points at the final change. It didn't get beyond 19 points the entire game. We saw 8 lead changes in the first 3 quarters. So it's had everything this game.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
it was a great game. You come and watch that, and all the people that travelled up from Victoria, they'd be wrapped. They didn't get taxed, and they got some sun, so they were very happy. And their team won.
And it was a great day. But yeah, look, it was from the outset. It showed, Collingwood between the arcs really connected well. They played aggressive footy. They played on. They connected really well. I was really impressed with their set plays, particularly some of their point kick-ins. They worked it really, really well.
Goals from the back half.
Oh, the goals from the back half.
Suns will be tearing their hair out with that stat.
They were very static, weren't they? They weren't able to press up, whereas Collingwood pressed up. How many tackles they get from behind tonight? Because they were pressing up. Schultz, I think he ended up with 8 or 9 tackles. As price he'll go on those stats, but
more than his kicks.
But the ability to come from behind and not only press up, so put that forward pressure on, but allows for those teammates to come from behind and lay those tackles.
They did make the tackles.
Yeah, they made
the closing speed was impressive. You need energy to do that and commitment.
And now the last laugh goes to Braden Maynard, who's just revving up the Collingwood fans. I think the Suns fans have all sort of dispersed already, but it's all nothing but love here for the fans that have stuck around as the Magpies make their way off Carrara Stadium. 6-point winners here, 15-14-104 to 15-8-98, and now 3 straight wins for Macrae's Magpies since their most recent bye, and a big win on the road here on the Gold Coast. Jess Stewart is in the Collingwood rooms. Headed your way, Jess.
Yeah, very loud Collingwood rooms here. They're just about to sing their song.
Great stuff, Jess. Back to you very shortly for a post-game chat with the winners, the Pies, here by 6 points over the Gold Coast Suns. Mark protests that Maynard was pushed into the umpire. Says, tell the whole story, please. I'm sure I'll tell that story at the tribunal if it does get on.
I mean, what do you want us to say? You get touch an umpire. It doesn't matter how you touch an umpire. Like you'd be pushed into it.
Miller appeared to as well.
And Tug was actually trying to get him out of the way. It was actually almost a safety measure for him because he was right in the middle of what was going to become and did become a big melee. And the AFL will sort that out. I mean, we'll hear about it for the next bloody 3 or 4 days, I'm sure.
Grant in Hobart, thank you for your text. Phil, thank you for your correspondence as well. One other one here asked, do the Pies have a chance of getting King if he leaves? I think the chat around Ben King has sort of cooled as far as going elsewhere. I think the Gold Coast Suns are favoured to maybe get him for a couple more years.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
That's how
I wouldn't. I don't think so. They were confident at the start of the year.
Okay.
They're not confident.
Magpies, maybe?
Exchange.
Well, there's Hawthorn as well.
Yeah.
Hawthorn's.
They need a one-dimensional forward.
They do.
But they were
other than Gunston.
They were confident at the start of the year, but because he hasn't put pen to paper, considering that the Suns gave him the offer probably a month and a half ago.
Oh, that long ago.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've really...
Well, it doesn't help that your team's just lost 6 in a row. It can't make you feel... And end of last year would have been the time to go, hey, re-sign because we're on fire.
Earlier today, wins to Melbourne over Hawthorn by 35 points in Launceston. The Giants over Freo by 21 points in Canberra. And coming up, Richmond versus Carlton at the MCG with Ben Cameron and the team there. After we get into the Collingwood rooms with Jess Stewart.
Pat, very lucky to be joined by you after what was a thrilling battle here on the Gold Coast. Before we get into the contest and the win, the big question is what exactly unfolded there at halftime?
I think it was pretty clear to see Ben Long kind of hit Bruzzy after the play, and then everything just transpired after that. And it was all in. We always want to back up our teammates. So if one goes to us, we want another 2 of us going there and helping out our mates. So obviously that boiled over, and I think the crowd loved it. There was a bit of feeling in the game, and it makes the win even sweeter, to be honest.
Before I throw to the lads upstairs, I guess just on that, when something like that happens at half-time, like, it just adds that spice to this match. What was said by Craig at half-time, and did he say, go on and get this win, boys?
Yeah, obviously, stay true to the process, but we all just took a deep breath, reset, kind of told us to calm down a little bit in a way and just reset, because our first half was really good. We had amazing pressure, and we knew if we kept that up we could get the win, and they tried to take that away a lot in the second half, so it felt like we were just defending the whole game. They were just chipping around, going nowhere. So it was hard, but it was such a good win.
Through to the team upstairs.
Pat, it's Jeff White here, mate. That was a set play where you got the goal in the dying minutes of the game. That it seemed like you and De Goey were sort of going on trying to set the play up.
Honestly, we all have a role to play in there at every forward 50 stoppage, so I was just trying to create some movement, and I think Longy tapped it down to me, and I just thought I'd slap it on the boot, and got lucky with the torp that just went straight to the middle, and such a great feeling.
Pat, Jazz Dacamenis here, mate. What a game. I mean, you guys, both teams, when you played each other, I think what we were saying, Spriggy, it was like the last, how many games? Were like 4
out of the 4, 11 points or less.
11 points or less. So, you match up well. The game plans stand up against each other. There's lots of talent on both teams. Is that what you're... outside of expecting it, is it just tougher to try and keep getting better to beat a side that it's always going to be a close game?
Yeah, it's always tough coming up here against the Gold Coast. They always play really well at home, and we knew they were coming off 5 losses, and they'd been talking about their pressure and fight all week and how they need to improve that. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. It always is, and like you said, 11 points or under, 4 games in a row. I think they've won the last couple, so really nice to win this one, and it's a great feeling.
Can I also say 3 in a row now? Like with Fly, momentum's everything. It's middle of the season. You're now starting to get ahead of the ledger or equaling the ledger. What's it been like internally? Because you've got talent, albeit the oldest team in the comp and all that rubbish. But how's it just been with Fly and you and the boys? Just what's going on? Because you're playing good footy.
Yeah, I think, as you know, Fly's a really positive operator, and we've been doing a lot right this season. We didn't get all the results going our way early in the season. We lost a lot of close games, which was unusual for us, so we all have that inner belief that we're a great team, and we just want to get the momentum going and really bank these wins and have a really great back half of the year and really push for finals, because we all have that belief that we're as good as anyone in the comp.
Patrick, Michael Price, congratulations on your 100th game for the club. What's it like for an outsider to be part of such a behemoth, a club that drags supporters everywhere they play?
Yeah, it's been amazing, and to play 100 games is definitely an honour. And to play for Collingwood, I really think it's the best experience that an AFL player can have, to play in front of such big crowds every week. Even when we come to the Gold Coast, that's the biggest game that they'll probably have all year, because of our fans turning up each and every week, and it's just amazing. The atmosphere here was incredible tonight. And it's not a huge stadium, but it was so loud, and it's just an honour to play for Collingwood, and really happy to play 100 and keen to keep pushing forward.
Pat, just lastly, it's Brett Sprigg here. Jess asked you about the melee at half-time, but on Braden Maynard's involvement in that and what goes on, how would you describe his leadership style, I guess, in contrast to Darcy Moore, especially in moments such as that?
I think Braz is a great on-field leader. He's got such passion, and you can clearly see how much he cares for our team and his teammates, and he's honestly the kindest guy off the field, and obviously he steps on the field and he's an absolute beast, but he's got that same love for his teammates and all the people that are close in his life. He shows extreme care. He's honestly the nicest guy, and he'll be the one to bring out the water bottles to the team meeting, and he'll be the one to pack them away, and he just tries to make everyone else's job easier. And I guess on the field he tries to make everyone's job easier by just going so hard at the contest, and I'm so lucky to play with him. He's an inspiration for us all, and it was awesome to have him back in the team. He's been out for a few weeks, so it was so cool to see.
Appreciate your time, Pat. Well played tonight.
Thank you.
Pat Lipinski here on ABC Sport after Collingwood's 6-point victory.
I'm going to have to ask Fly what his nickname is, because we're pretty smart at footballs.
We'll head off to the MCG very soon. Yes. Can we get a 3-2-1? Who's doing the votes, Acco?
Yes, 3 is... I'm just going to... Do I start with 1?
Oh, start with 1.
Start with 1. I actually thought 1 tonight. You could have thrown... There was both teams, because it was so close.
Yep.
And while you're giving me completely nothing there, Jeffrey, I know 3 votes got to go to Nick Dacos again. because he's a star. And he set him up, and he was involved in how many of those score involvements?
12.
12.
And a goal.
You've got to be joking.
And 31 disposals.
He was just that good. That good. And, you know, I don't care about disposals as much as I care about your influence on the game.
Influence on the game.
8 clearances.
8 clearances. And just sensational. Even that goal in that pocket of the far side there. Outrageous. Now, who do you reckon should get 2? Because I'm going to say, and I'm going to get it wrong, because I got this wrong and then Q got stuck into me for 3 weeks about it.
Did he?
Yeah.
No judgment here.
He just takes on me.
Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking, which you're probably thinking, I actually thought, who did you think the Suns' best player was?
Look, I thought it's hard to say with what I thought. Touk Miller was good. He had 10 tackles, but it wasn't as
memory.
If influences, memory was up there. I reckon memory.
Yeah, memory
too, because he brought the ball to ground. He kicked his 3 goals. He was very influential and he was able to hold his ground.
And I'm going to say this, the Suns player in Humphreys he's had a tough trot, the pressure's on, and he's come out and done that. That is what you need to do. And it's not easy. He's been, up against it, and he's come out and delivered, and it's a close game, and he was really, really good.
Bailey Humphrey gets the 1 vote there. 2 for Tim Membry, 1 3 to Nick Dacos in the ABC Player of the Year. The Magpies 6-point winners here over the Gold Coast Suns. 3 straight victories for Macrae's Magpies. 6 consecutive defeats for Damien Hardwick's men as they head into round 18 to face Adelaide away on Saturday night. That'll be a huge
downstairs
game. Speaking of huge games, it's always massive at the MCG for Richmond versus Carlton. Most of you headed off to the MCG next.
Do you know the next Australian of the Year? Are they raising funds for those in need? Or building a brighter future? Conducting research? Or inspiring future astronauts? See them, hear them, nominate them at australianoftheyear.org.au.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season.
On ABC Sport.
AFL. On ABC Radio.
On digital. And ABC Listen.
Look for the AFL button.
Welcome inside our shining symbol of Melbourne, the MCG, on a Saturday night as it sparkles ready for Richmond and Carlton. The lights dim as the Tigers are about to take the field in their stealth jumper. It's not about them, though. It's about Carlton. No caretaker coach has ever taken their team to the finals, and that opportunity beckons for Josh Fraser and Carlton. Win tonight, and they will be 10th on the AFL ladder. For the Tigers, who are about to make their grand entrance, they'll be aided by the return of their talismanic forward, Tom Lynch. He did, of course, play a central role in their round 1 meeting